And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the room, saying select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, y'all, and welcome to episode 8 of the Dirty Boot Sports Podcast. Tonight we got the brothers on the mic, Clay and Chance. We got Ray, and we've got UFC Bill. So for the lineup tonight, we're going to talk about some football news, good and bad. We're going to talk about the College World Series. We're going to talk about Major League Baseball over the last week. And then we're going to get into some NBA stuff with the draft recap and a little free agency news. And we're finally going to round it out with our Dirty 5 for the night, Dirty 5 Summer Foods.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Cannot wait.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
That's right.
So let's get started. Let's just talk about some football news. And the untimely death of Sack Daddy. Some Jonesboro ties here, some local ties. Not just through Louisiana Tech, but, you know, through one of y'all's classmates, correct?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, went to high school with her. But sad time for really anybody, whether you have ties to them or not. But it's hard to see somebody that young go, you know, especially whenever he's like my age. That brings a new light onto some stuff, you know, and
definitely.
leave behind a couple kids too, and that's the worst part.
Yeah, definitely untimely, right? And like Clay said, Chance said, the age is one thing, but also the brightness of his future.
He had just come into camp, according to some reports. Exactly. I think we had talked about that off air just prior to that happening.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Harbaugh said it's the best shape he had looked, and he's probably going to be a key contributor.
Yeah, and if you don't know the story of how he got his nickname, Sack Daddy, senior year at Tech, he sets the record for sacks.
For the NCAA.
It was NCAA. I got you. Yeah, just an impressive career, you know, and doing what a lot of guys I think would like to do, starting in the NFL.
Yeah, and Bill, you got to watch a lot of that happen working at Tech, you know.
Yeah, and even his senior year, getting to see the NFL scouts come up and hang out.
Yeah, I remember you telling us about that. You'd be like, "Oh, the Bills are here today."
Yeah,
you know, just
or the
one
Senior Bowl,
after the other.
Yeah,
you know, stuff like that.
It was cool.
And there was a lot of talk of him going to the first round, possibly sneaking in at the back end that year.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, Marcelo!
As the Braves take the lead.
Sorry. That's some happiness.
Yeah, we're recording
Marcelo
as the Braves are going for the series win against the Dodgers. So
we'll talk more about that.
Big time series.
Sorry
about
that.
And speaking of Tech, in the USFL, we got Jamar Smith playing for the championship.
Freaking Jamar.
Oh, freaking Jamar, baby.
For the championship.
It's the Birmingham Bulldogs, basically, with Skip Holtz down there.
9-1 they went this year. And, Jamar split time with the other quarterback. Actually had more passing yards. So he got
still had some Jamar moments.
Oh, he did.
He's still Jamar, baby. Freaking Jamar moments.
Probably the most surprising thing ever was whenever he gets picked up by the Patriots right after the draft. Of his when he entered, like that is the opposite of Jamar. Like,
yeah.
Bill Belichick saw something in him.
That's scary.
And Skip
was
just
that
brought
night.
him back in. You know,
well, he's got to have comparisons to Aaron Brooks, right? That's what you reminded me of when he's at Tech.
He's Jameis Winston before the vision surgery, basically.
Well, since it's such a new league, tell me, what is the name of it? Is it a Super Bowl? Is it the Minor Bowl?
Oh, is it the Commissioner's Cup or is that hockey?
Does anybody know?
No, I've seen very little of this.
Yeah.
Rayleigh's going to Google that. But also shout out to Cavante Turpin, local legend, honestly, from Neville High School.
Turpin time.
He was basically just a kick returner, a special teams guy for the most part.
Yeah, just a gadget guy.
He won the USFL's first ever MVP. And that's really impressive. He had a brief stint out at TCU.
Yeah,
where
he was really good.
He was really good, but then got a little bit of off the field issue trouble, you know. And I think he might could sneak back into the NFL as a returner because he is electric. He was in high school. He was in college a little bit. He was there. Now he's doing it at the USFL. And also shout out to Alonzo Moore from Winfield. I got to watch him in high school take back the opening kickoff the 2 years I got to play against him.
Straight up the middle, untouched.
Cannon go off. They set the cannon off.
The first year, yeah, because we were there. And then the second year he did it, he had turf toe. And he is limping down the middle of the football field. And nobody could catch him. He had the speed they call fast enough speed, like fast enough not to get catched.
Yeah.
But he couldn't get caught, man. It was insane. And
I remember that.
So it's good to see him on the football field again after he graduated from Nebraska.
Was that the same game you got blacked out?
That was. I got laid out that day. I couldn't see straight for a little while.
Lost consciousness?
No, I did. Chris Ellis was playing the spot right beside the kicker on the kickoff. They had me on kickoff return. Mm-hmm. My job was to set the wall.
So you had the headhunter. He smoked you.
So we run back. I set the wall. I turn around. Hey, Chris Ellis, number 44. Boom.
Missile.
I fly. I fly, dude. And all I remember is looking back up at the sky. And I'm seeing spots. I'm thinking, oh, man.
Is this heaven?
I was thinking,
nothing.
Man, my mom ain't going to let me play football no more if I get hurt like this.
Nothing was more crucial than special teams in high school because you had like the freshmen. And I think back to my high school play, and that was where I took the nastiest shot was from a big, jacked up dude from Oak Grove. He did a banana curl on a punt, and I'm just running up the field, mind my own business, and smash.
It was horrible. Yeah. Horrible. So, Railey, did you look up that
I did.
name?
I don't think it has a name. It's going to take place in Canton at the Tom Benson Memorial Stadium there. So that's pretty awesome.
Shout out Tom.
Yep. And but evidently it doesn't have a name. What should the name be?
Oh,
if you were, I'll put you on the spot there. What's the opposite of super? I don't want to be negative, but I mean it can't be the Super Bowl. It's got to be
what's like super, but a little bit less. You know.
The Spectacular Bowl?
The Great Bowl.
Slightly above average bowl.
The Mediocre Bowl.
Call it the Sob.
Mediocre bowl.
Yeah. The Sob Bowl.
The Minor Bowl.
Semi-pro bowl.
Do y'all think anybody is a favorite coming out of there? Have y'all watched enough of it to tell?
Birmingham. They only lost once this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
New Orleans was solid.
Oh yeah.
And this is going to be basically like a bowl game. This is a lot similar to like the New Orleans Bowl, and Skip Holtz is really good at winning the New Orleans Bowl.
Oh
so.
Yeah.
He should be able to pull that out.
Did he ever lose a bowl game
at
Tech?
Lost one bowl.
He lost his final one, wasn't he?
Then they had to get him out of there.
That's what got him fired.
The quarterback for New Orleans, Slater, how do you say his name?
Oh, Slater.
Yeah.
There's some Minnesota faithful who wanted Cousins out and wanted him in.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a big part of my take guy, too. They love him on there.
Well, later this week, we might give you some odds from Ty Garrett to tell you who to bet on.
He would know.
In the Mediocre Bowl.
So, dude, let's talk some baseball news. Let's talk the Braves right now. What are they doing? Tie ball game?
It is currently the bottom of the sixth, and the Braves are now up 1-0. We do have runners on first and second at the time of this recording, but honestly, that's not the biggest news for me this weekend. The biggest news has to be Freddie Freeman coming back home to Atlanta.
How many tears were shed?
I cried like a girl.
Yeah.
Crying.
And it was a cry fest.
He has shed tears every day.
It feels abusive at this point.
I mean, I feel bad for him. I really do, because I think it has become quite evident that he really wanted to stay in Atlanta.
His choice.
His choice. Also, his agent kind of screwed him over. But like Clay said, it was his choice. He should have had more to do with the negotiations and everything. But it's been a tough couple of days for Braves fans, because you're still heartbroken, but there's still so much joy from all that he did for us for 12 years, basically. And even his last at-bat as a Brave was a home run.
Yeah.
And his patented opposite field home run to left center field.
As Joe Buck's walking, as he's walking around the bases, Joe Buck goes, "Is that the last at bat for Freddie Freeman as a Brave?" And everyone's like, "No, that's not happening.
It's not going to be his last at bat. He's gonna come back kind of like Pujols did, I think.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's got to finish it off. Jeff Francoeur's even on record saying there's no way he does not come back. But
and with the DH, that'll be more likely.
And like they said, there's been a lot of tears shed. But let me read y'all a quote from Clayton Kershaw. If you don't know who Clayton Kershaw is, not local, but Dodger legend, future Hall of Famer,
He's kind of local, Dallas area.
Yeah, all-time great.
Did you know he went to high school with Matt Stafford?
The same high school as all them.
He was his center.
They tell the story every year. And the Braves have played the Dodgers the past 3 years in the playoffs, and it always comes up.
Yeah.
But here's Clayton Kershaw's quote to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. That way I don't get sued over that. But it said, it was very cool to see Freeman's reception Friday night whenever he got his ring and the standing ovations. And Freddie cried that night. And he said that he's obviously been a big contributor for our team. And I hope we're not second fiddle. It's a pretty special team over here, too. I think whenever he gets comfortable over here, he'll really enjoy it. It was a good night for him on Friday. So
kind words.
As people that aren't Braves fans, how do y'all interpret that?
Like?
I go, uh-oh.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Clayton. It kind of answered a lot of thoughts I've had in my head, like especially after seeing Freddie's reaction.
That he doesn't yet feel that
settled
comfortable
in
there.
Yes,
yeah.
And it's really telling. And like somebody said on the ESPN broadcast tonight, Clayton Kershaw's not a rookie. He's not a hothead. He's not just a dude trying to put off quotes.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. He has been a Dodger his whole career. That was calculated.
Yeah.
That was kind of like a message to Freddie to wake up, get your head out your butt.
Yeah.
You're with
Be
us
a Dodger.
now. You're a Dodger.
For 6 years you are.
You know, you're in Dodger blue now. You're not in that Navy.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll be like 38 or 39 when he's off that contract.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really telling because, like I said, I've been having those thoughts in my head the past couple of days. Like, what do they think? Like, what do they think right now about what's really going on? And yeah, Dave Roberts went on after the Friday night game. The Dodgers won that game. He was like, it was really good to see the pure emotion and the reception he got because he deserved it. And anybody in baseball is going to say he deserved it.
Yeah.
You know, but being a manager and being a player is two different things. The manager has to say the right thing and be politically correct and not lose your second best player, really. Well, first best now that Mookie Betts is hurt. But
until Bellinger plays against the Braves and he's the best player in baseball.
And Trey Turner.
Yeah.
You know, Braves killers. But it's really telling whenever that team's locker room leader has basically called out Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
And all 3 games, Freddie has gotten a standing ovation for his first at-bat. All 3 games, the catcher has stepped out from behind home plate to give him a moment. And all 3 games, he has cried at home plate with the standing ovation.
Wow.
If that does not tell you that Freddie Freeman wants to be an Atlanta Brave, I don't know what does.
Yeah, it makes me think maybe he's in the Atlanta Braves locker room pregame. You know,
he wants to
actually.
Well, they said something. I don't know exactly the story, but he walked whenever he arrived at the stadium. He saw 14 number 5 jerseys.
Yeah. No, I read that.
Who was that?
He went to a local coffee shop or bagel place or something that he would always go to before every single game and got the Freddie omelet, which is still called that at the place.
I wonder what's on that.
He said he walked into that breakfast bistro type deal and got a standing ovation from everybody there. And then when he was driving up, he didn't ride the team bus, I guess, because he still has a house there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
and
that just feels so divisive if you're a Dodgers player.
It has to.
I mean, the man walked into the Braves press room and walked out because he was in tears. Like, it's the press room. It's not the locker room.
Well, did y'all see he did a press conference before the Friday game.
Yeah.
And he was just like...
Yeah, that's what he's talking about in that press room.
Yeah, he couldn't. He had to walk into the room and then leave. Like, it's the press room.
He did. Because he wants to be a Brave, and he's always going to be a Brave. You know, but going back to what I was saying, he drove himself to the game with him and his family, of course. And he said when he was pulling up, he counted 14 fans walking on the sidewalk or whatever, walking through the Battery, wearing the Freeman 5 jerseys, you know. And that tells you everything you need to know because we're supposed to hate this man because, honestly, Braves versus Dodgers, in my opinion, is probably like a top 3 rivalry in baseball right now.
Yeah, I mean,
based off of postseason history, regular season games, and now this.
It's a
big time deal.
It's probably Red Sox, Yankees, Astros.
Astros than us.
Yeah.
I really think that. And
there's not really a comparable trade like that where you're not getting a little booed, kind of.
Yeah.
It's nothing but
love. There's very little hate. Yeah, like
And now they have booed him a couple times, but it's been like in key situations.
Yeah, like last night, he was up with like the bases loaded.
He's still technically the enemy, but true Braves fans and true fans of baseball are still going to root for him. You know, I mean, I wore my Freddie Freeman jersey Friday night because I was like, yeah, I don't really want to wear it, but I owe that respect to him, you know, because he did everything for us. He's still my favorite player. Yeah. Honestly, he's still my favorite baseball player right now, besides Chipper Jones, but he don't play no more. So it's just insane to think that.
And if you're a Dodgers fan, and you're like, all right, we got to move on now.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's going to happen.
So, you know,
I think they'll let him have his moment now. Next year or in the playoffs, this happens.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we meet them in the NLCS.
Yeah, whenever we meet him in the playoffs, because you know we're going to.
He's going to get booed.
Yeah.
So talking about the Yankees and Astros a little bit.
Yeah, how about that?
Bill pitching in a one-run game.
Yeah, so the Stros threw a combined no-hitter yesterday.
Yeah,
in the Bronx. First time since 1958.
Only 2 times since 1958.
Yeah, there was one in 2003. The Astros threw a combined no-hitter against the Yankees.
Both times were the Stros.
Yep. And
Stros for the no-nos.
And then
today they started out
today they got like the 6th inning,
or it was in the 7th when it was broken up.
Yeah.
So they went.
It was like 16 innings.
Score or no hit innings.
I even think it was more because I think they counted the game before too. Like
the 9th inning.
I think they counted the 9th inning. Jeff Passan said.
Wow. Yeah. So
when you're talking about the probable MVP in Aaron Judge.
Well, he ended up
hit a walk-off home run.
Yeah, he did. He walked it off today. Well, he walked off the one, the opener.
Yeah, he hit that single
Friday night, I think.
Yeah. So
that man's been on another planet this year, man.
But the they went into the Astros went into New York. Well, first they had 2 games against the Mets at home, swept them, and then took 2 or 4 at the Yankees. So,
and now you need to sweep the Mets in Citi Field these next 2 days.
We got the next, and then we got another 4-game coming up against the Yankees at home. So could be interesting.
Yeah,
a lot of Houston versus New York. Yeah,
as Chance would say, make you want to beat on a trash can or something.
They might beat on some trash cans. Hey, they can for these next couple games. It's fine with me. I'll supply the trash cans. Okay, I will.
I don't have any idea what y'all are talking about.
Buzz,
not the. Especially talking with the hypocritical Yankee fans. Yeah. Come on.
And I got to talk about Ohtani for a second because he did some outrageous stuff this past week. So
talk about not participating in the brawl that happened today.
Well,
like a little punk.
He might kill somebody if he swung on him.
It'd be a little dangerous.
His hands would probably go out.
Yeah. His hand. What are they talking about? Black belts or hands being lethal weapons?
Registered lethal weapons.
Yeah. So. One game Ohtani has 2 home runs, both of them 3-run shots, 8 total RBIs. He turns around and the next game pitches. He pitches 8 innings, gives up 2 hits, and strikes out 13.
And 0 runs, I believe.
Yeah. In a shutout, 5-0.
And did they win either of those games?
They won the Royals game.
Are there trade rumors yet? Are the Angels going to trade him?
What's his contract? Is this his last year? Or he has one more?
Well, I mean, especially with them being eliminated from playoff contention this early in the season, I figured there'd be trade rumors.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge contract.
They'd be crazy to
No, he's
send him
coming.
out.
It's either this offseason or the next. He's going to be up for one. And I don't know why he would stay with the Angels. I really don't know why.
Jumping back to the Braves real quick while they're looking that stat up. I saw where the Braves have like a Cy Young contender, left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Max Fried. Heck yeah.
No. Maximum Fried.
Maximum Fried.
That's what we're getting right now.
Yeah.
Dude, he's been unreal. Especially, they put up a stat yesterday because we had lost Friday. Anytime he pitches after a loss, which has been a lot this year because the fifth man in the rotation has been tough for us. Anytime he's pitched, he's been like 7-0, I think, in like 10 starts. 7-0 with like a 1.68 ERA.
Or whenever he gets his ankle stepped on.
Doesn't he feel like the Braves?
Right, Bill? He pitches pretty good after that.
Doesn't he feel like the Braves of old, though? Like his command at the plate, his control. Like, to me, it just kind of takes me back. It's kind of a throwback to
Maddox.
Yeah, Maddox, Glavine.
And he's quick to go up there and just throw the next pitch. Like, he doesn't wait around.
He's not messing around.
And last year, he even threw a couple complete game shutouts.
He threw some Maddoxes. Two of them,
Some
right?
they called Maddoxes, which is like shutouts was like less than 90 pitches.
It was
Greg Maddux was like a legend for throwing the contact.
It's 9 innings, 0 runs, and under 100 pitches.
Is it under 100 under 90?
Yeah.
Both times he did under 90.
Yeah.
Which is insane, especially nowadays.
And that pitch count,
that counts so well.
And the pitch count is everything too, because they're not going to risk a guy's arm over some history or something.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that with the Astros. I mean, who's the first guy that threw it? Valdez?
Javier.
Vasquez. Is that his name? No. Or his last name's Javier. It's Christian Javier.
Yeah. Okay,
that's right.
Yeah.
He just went 7 innings and
he had 114 pitches or something.
Yeah,
probably.
But I mean, he was still. He had 15 strikeouts.
Yeah.
I mean, I think back to Edwin Jackson whenever he was pitching for the Rays, and he threw a no-hitter, but it was like 140-something pitches. You don't see that no
You're
more.
not going to do that. No.
Well, especially not to a young guy like Javier is. Javier's young for y'all, too.
Because you're risking an arm for one.
I mean, you're risking Tommy John the second he starts going that long.
Well, in 2019, Verlander, that was the Verlander's last no-hitter. But his pitch count, of course, I mean, he's amazing as far as control and everything.
Yeah.
So he didn't really push the pitch count that far up. But, yeah, I mean, they're so worried about that. Who was it? Well, it was the Dodgers that had the guy had the perfect game going into
Anderson, I believe was his name.
Oh yeah, Tyler Anderson.
Yeah. He had I don't know if it's perfect game or no hitter. That was that stretch where there was like 3 of them, and then will be in like 3 days.
Yeah.
So
none of them panned out. I don't
the
think
dead
either.
balls.
Yeah,
well, that's exactly what it is. And even Ian Anderson last year had a no hitter in the World Series against the Astros.
He got pulled in like 5,
through 5 or 6 he got pulled, but our bullpen was lights out, so they had to do that. But still,
God, to have
stuff
that
you don't see nowadays.
Rolling like that, oh man.
Hey, Matic has started his rehab stint, so has Eddie Rosario.
Yeah.
So that's some good news on the injury front. But talking about injuries, Bryce Harper got hurt last night too, which I'm on record for being a big-time Bryce Harper hater. I hate the man. I hate him so much, but
because he's that good.
He's that good.
Yeah,
he is that good. The same reason so many people hate Ronald Acuna. Yeah. You know, he is that good. He's that flamboyant with it. And I'm not going to lie, there were some rumors a few years ago that he was coming to the Braves. Yeah. There's a lot of rumors, and I was like, you know what? If he came to the Braves, I'd probably fall in love with him. I would. I mean, it's hard not to like a guy like that. But back to his injury, he broke his left thumb last night. He got hit by Blake Snell on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Ouch.
That creeped in on him. And his thumb was trapped to the barrel, of course, because he was grabbing the bat, and it hit him right there on his thumb.
Nowhere to go.
Had nothing to do, and you can't really tell it's going to hit you on your hand right there, you know. And he even said after the game, he was like, I would have rather it hit me in my face because my face bones don't break. I was like, okay, Happy Gilmore, what are you talking about here?
You can play with a facial fracture, but broken thumb, not so much.
And he has played one before.
Was his throwing hand or?
It doesn't matter because he ain't throwing because he needs Tommy John.
I was about to say he's already DHing.
He's just DHing, which anybody that watches baseball, him play baseball for sure, he's an above-average outfielder, and he has an absolute cannon.
Yeah,
and
so now they're having to
lost that. And they're going to play Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber in the outfield. They have the worst defensive outfield in the MLB. It's not.
He was having a heck of a season from the plate too.
Yeah, and I hate it for him, but I mean it is what it is. It's baseball. I'm not going to complain about nobody because of what happened to Ronald Acuna last year, you know. But like I said, he got hit on the thumb, broke it. He's out indefinitely.
I hate to see it because I think it's bad for the game.
It's bad for the game.
How long? 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know how conservative they'll be.
It's going to probably depend on
what's on the line.
What they're looking like.
Their playoff push, yeah.
Well, I mean, if he's got to get Tommy Johns, I mean, that's it.
But he can get
he's still batting. He's going to do. He's pushing that to the offseason.
He's been batting,
and like they're not saying it's necessarily Tommy John, but he has UCL damage in his throwing elbow.
Okay.
But he has now joined the list of big time stars that are injured right now, and that list includes these are all people on the IL, which is the disabled list, injured list, same thing. Mookie Betts, Jacob deGrom, who lives on there, Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado.
That's story.
Huh?
That Tatis, that's
well, that's his own fault. He should have been riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Manny Machado, Max Scherzer, who lives on there as well, Salvador Perez, Ozzy Albies, who broke his foot while swinging a baseball bat, which is pretty hard to do. Walker Buehler, Chris Sale, who lives on there, and Steven Strasburg, who lives on there as well.
Sale's about to come back.
And they've been saying that for like 3 months, though.
Machado's not on the IL. He's just playing through an injury. He's like almost broke his ankle. He's just playing.
I mean, he's got to.
Machado.
Yeah.
He's got to. He is
the team right now.
And then he's probably the NL front runner for MVP as well.
And I hate to see that because he was one of those guys who has an outside chance of making the Hall. And I would like to see him do it.
Who, Machado?
Yeah. Just because you have to respect the career he's put together.
He's only 29 or 30? He's weirdly young because I guess
he's been playing so long.
Yeah.
And he was out there in Baltimore where you don't really think about him,
Well, and he probably jumped up early because the Orioles sucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he's weirdly young, and he'll
like
be
you're saying about him being MVP front runner. Him, Bryce Harper, Mookie Betts were all probably top 3 for MVP.
Mookie Betts was having one of the best years he's had
after
since
he had
his
a
MVP
slow
year.
start, and then he just took off, and then he broke some ribs because Cody Bellinger don't know how to call.
Machado will be 30 July 6th.
Piece of crap.
God, I didn't know he was that young.
Yeah, he's still got 10 years in him probably.
Easily.
Especially playing the corner now all time.
And this is probably his best year he's had
and
in
then
San
he
Diego.
could DH for 5 years after that.
Exactly. And he's going to have an elite bat forever because he's just that good. But that sucks for baseball. And Ronald Acuna got hurt last night, but they're saying it's just a bone bruise on his foot, so he should be okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie. I think you have to blame the lockout.
Yeah, man, I think that's definitely a
pitchers.
conversation that has to be had.
Especially all the pitchers.
You see that, though, in a lot of sports. It seems that after a lockout or no activity,
stoppage,
you come back and it's injury prone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the COVID year we had.
Right. Seems like a lot of people coming out of that.
Well, that's what happened,
Mookie Betts, one of them.
Verlander.
Verlander.
I mean, he ended up tweaking his elbow and ended up having to have Tommy John, which knocked him out for a year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, he was...
So to transition to the future of baseball, I guess you could say, the College World Series ended today. Ole Miss.
Men? Is it the men's?
Yes, the men's the
College World Series.
MCWS.
Okay.
MCWS.
They're the first ever MCWS champions, right?
That is correct.
And Ole Miss took it out, representing the SEC. They won 4-2 today.
And were they on y'all's radar as possible winner? It seemed like they
were last.
They were the last team into the tournament.
Right.
They were last.
Yeah, in a field of 64, they were in that last 4 people.
They were in the bubble. But that's what you get when you have a conference as dominant as the SEC, and they continue to cannibalize themselves throughout the year.
But we've seen this in the College World Series before too. Mm-hmm. Where you're at Coastal
the men's
Carolina,
Coastal
Carolina,
right? Yeah, the men's. Yeah, Rice with Fresno State. I mean,
they just got to get hot.
Anybody can get hot, and I thought Tech was going to do that last year. The way we were playing, I just I thought it could happen.
Nah, we're Tech.
Well, NC State. I mean, that's what NC State did.
Yeah, how far did they go?
They were in the championship series, and then COVID.
Yeah,
protocol. They ended up having
that was such trash.
Crap, I forgot about that.
And so, wasn't it Vanderbilt that was
Mississippi State won it all last year?
Okay.
Because it's Mississippi State now. Ole Miss won it.
Oh, wait a minute! I bet it was in their bracket semifinal or something.
Probably their super regional thing or something like that. Yeah.
I think it bodes well for expanding the football bracket for having a low seed to win the championship. I think you can make the argument.
Possible.
Yeah, give everybody a chance.
Except football, you're killing each other though.
Well, you can just go to 8 teams.
Yeah,
there definitely needs to be an expansion to that.
Yeah.
And I think there will be eventually. When does this contract run out? 2024?
Yeah, something like that, or 2025.
But yeah, big congrats to Ole Miss.
And not to get back to football, but I think in football you're going to have to see the Cincinnatis and the Boise States and those other smaller schools. They're really going to have to up their game when it comes to the playoffs, and prove that they can hang with the Ohio States and the Alabamas and the LSUs.
Well, all you got to do is just take one of them. Take the Power 5 or whatever, and then take the best one.
Yeah.
That's how you get around that.
Or you can expand the SEC some more and get some.
Be kind of like
35 teams.
Now shut up. That's what happens.
Well, then the SEC secedes from the NCAA. And
let's do that.
SEC becomes Texas.
Yeah, that sounds like Texas, doesn't it?
So Texas is coming.
Ole Miss had a really incredible run, probably one of the craziest runs we've seen in the past couple of years. They today's game, did y'all watch it today?
I did not get to watch it.
They were up 1-0, and then
kind of low scoring affair.
Yeah,
right?
Chance's distracted.
Sorry, Jesse Chavez.
And then it was the fifth or the seventh. Oklahoma had bases loaded, got 2 runs out of the deal, and so they were down 2.
They were up 1-0. They walk home a run. No. They score a run, then they walk home a run, make it 2-1, and then they score, tie it up. Then they score 2 more runs on wild pitches.
Yeah,
wow. But that all happened in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah,
that happened in the
They
8th.
they got 3.
They also had 2 of the weirdest challenges for outs. They had a guy get called out for interference running to first base. Oklahoma did.
So what do? You get off the?
There was runners on first and third, I believe, with 1 out, and he hits like a chopper. Mm-hmm. And the pitcher or catcher, I forget which one it was throwing it to first, and the dude wasn't even in the grass or nothing. He was just a little bit to the left of the line, and the throw hits him in like the thigh, and they call it interference, and the runners had to go back to first and third.
So if
you
you're
can challenge a lot in college baseball.
You can challenge anything.
Sounds like that was ticky tacky though.
You've got to be that. They actually have a box though, and that's the runner's lane.
Yeah.
And you have to stay in that. If anything happens outside of that, and it's usually what happens is it's like a bunt or a little foul ball, or not a foul ball, but something right there in front of the catcher, and the guy goes kind of inside to kind of interfere with the catcher and mess with him. That's where you usually see it. That's rare that it happens in the occasion that it did today. But if you're not in that lane and you get hit, it's on you.
Yeah, I mean it changed it from, I think with the ball, whenever it hit them, it went foul and everything, and they ran and just wild pitch and everything like that. It went from second and third, 1 out, 1-0 Oklahoma, to third and first, 2 outs, and Oklahoma was up to bat 0-0. Then they pop flied.
Yeah.
So I mean that changes the game. If you're an Oklahoma fan, that's going to probably be
cheated.
Yeah.
You're
probably
was the
going to feel
second
terrible.
challenge?
Oh yeah, talk about the second one.
I forget which one was
the
that.
second one was in that inning that Oklahoma scored. Whatever inning that was it the 5th inning? And they had 2 outs, and Ole Miss had just brought in a new pitcher.
Yeah.
The kid ended up walking in all the runs. He goes up there to pitch. I think it was the first batter he faced. He had like an 0-1 or 1-1, 1-2 count, something like that. And then it looked like he threw a slider, and it kept sliding, and it hit the batter in his
back
thigh. Okay, they showed the replay, and the dude didn't move, and that's like
he moves.
Well, he moves. He moves towards the ball to try and get hit. So Ole Miss is like, screw that. We're challenging. Which yet again, I've learned a lot today about challenges in college baseball.
Yeah.
You can challenge anything underneath the freaking sun. So they challenge it, and they ended up not overturned, but keeping it as just a regular hit by pitch.
Yeah, I mean, seeing
really moved into it
in the college World Series championship game, having an interference challenge and a batter not getting out of the way of a
hit by pitch.
Yeah. Like those are some of the craziest challenges you'll see.
And you could tell that actually rattled the kid. The dude was a freshman that was pitching.
Yeah.
And after that's when he started walking people.
And something else you say, and this is in all college sports: basketball, football, even volleyball. The replay, the replay officials can signify to the officials on the court or the field that there's something that needs to be looked at, and they can stop the game and have them review it. So it doesn't even have to be a challenge.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got an official that's in the booth looking at it who can buzz those officials and stop the game.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering how Bill knows this, he does this.
Yeah, Bill, tell us about that, man.
Yeah, Bill's a replay guy for Louisiana Tech University Sports.
So he's killing the momentum of a lot of plays, I think.
No. He is what's holding up some of these games.
Yeah, I do a little bit of work with a friend of mine that worked at Tech when I was there. He did basketball and football games for years through DB Sports, which you'll see in all the college games. Mm-hmm. You see the DB Sport logo on the monitors and everything, especially in basketball because they're at courtside. And they needed somebody to fill in for some Lady Tester games a few years ago. And hey, I was up for it. I mean,
Love them
sports.
Texans.
You changed the program, maybe. That's about when they started becoming decent, you know?
Yeah. You're the rally guy.
So,
Is there a sport you only do, or do you?
Well, I do. I mainly do women's basketball.
Yeah.
When they need me to. I did. I think I did 2 or 3 men's games last year.
do you have to have do you have to pass an exam that the officials pass, or you just
just pulse and
just a pulse,
yeah,
and a good attention span.
And true though, the qualifications for umpiring or officiating, refereeing, whatever in college, are not very high. No, not at all. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I started doing it for women's basketball, and then I did the LSU Tech game that was in Bossier this year. I did that one, and then this football season, I actually did my first football game.
So do you have a good eye for that, or you got some overturns?
I think so.
There
Seems like you have the best seat in the house, maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean that's cool.
Yeah,
especially football because you got a head official in here, and you got a communicator who's spotting and telling you everything, and then really all we do is sit there and we have to mark every play, the yardage, the player numbers, and all this kind of stuff, because then it's not only the officials that use this, but the teams also do. They take this game film from DB Sports, kind of like Huddle is for high school. It's just a lot more detailed and a lot more analytics in it. And it's football to me was a lot more tasking on my brain because there's just so much.
There's so many more penalties and stuff like that.
There's so much talking going on. They're spotting the ball, and then they're talking to the officials saying, "Hey," and they're correcting spots and everything. So it makes me appreciate the job the officials down there do as well. Right. And I know when I'm watching a game on TV, and I'm like, oh, that's a crappy spot. Well, I realize now these guys are, they got people up there, watching 6 angles. Yeah. Telling them, they probably got a pretty good idea on it.
So now you have sympathy for Angel Hernandez, right?
Nope. So that confirms though that the Saints' no call in the dome versus the Rams was definitely a hit job by Goodell. So you're saying it's hard to miss. They've got people.
Cal's got inside proof now.
Well, but the thing is,
he still committed perjury.
But see, in the NFL though, that has to be that there's specific play criteria that can be challenged.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that in the other sports too. I mean, there's obviously some things, they're not going to challenge balls and strikes, right? But with, in the NFL, it's not like in college, because like I said, in college, if the official sees something up there in the, in the booth, he can cut, he can stop the play. All those officials have pagers on the field. Mm-hmm. They hit a button, pagers, and they stop the play.
Yeah.
And the NFL, they don't. That doesn't happen. It has to be a red flag drop before they challenge it.
Well, I got to follow up about your role at Tech. How do you see it expanding in the future? Are you excited about having to do more football games, or where they need me? Or
I'm just kind of a fill-in.
Yeah.
We need you to expand your role because we want more inside information. You too, Ray.
That's right.
Between Grambling and Tech, we ought to have some good info come football season.
Excited about fall.
Yeah, we can have you on.
We need you down here.
Yeah, he had a huge football camp.
I did some women's volleyball games this year. That was pretty exciting. Love the uniforms.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Women's volleyball players are stacked.
I love that red and blue.
The colors. Is this what he's talking about?
Go Dogs!
I had some classes with volleyball players. I know what you're talking about.
All right, so moving on. Speaking of long legs, let's talk about the NBA draft.
Excellent segue, Kyle. Excellent segue.
The MNBA draft.
Oh, yeah, the MNBA draft.
Let's specify.
All right.
Well, Clay, why don't you start us off,
Yeah,
man?
Clay, everybody else is uncomposed.
What did you think about the number 1 pick?
For weeks, it was Jabari Smith Jr. was going number 1. And then, weirdly enough, about 1 a.m., I guess the day of the draft, because I was up that late, I was on Twitter and people were talking about the bet lines. They're like, Paolo's the favorite to go 1 now. I'm like, well, that's weird. And then I wake up the next day, Woj, the legendary ESPN reporter, he drops his Woj bomb. Jabari Smith, will be the number 1 pick. The lines flip. It's like minus 2,000 for Jabari.
6,000.
Yeah, minus 6,000 for Jabari to go number 1.
Wow.
And then probably 15 minutes before the draft, he's like, Paolo Banchero is
in consideration.
Yeah, he might be the number 1 pick.
Wasn't even guaranteed. It was just talking.
Yeah. And that's what ended up happening. Paolo himself says that he did not know anything. He didn't know that was going to happen. He said his agent told him, what was it,
20 seconds?
3 or 4 minutes before the draft, we might be, you might be surprised or something. He said, we might be in this. The agent didn't even know. And then he said, I think 20 seconds before the pick, before Silver got up there and said it, he was like, congratulations. So, that's awesome to me.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just happy it wasn't Chet.
Yeah.
Yes, Chet's overrated.
That guy's got the coolest name ever. Banchero.
That boy. Oh, you're talking about
Banchero.
Paolo? I love Paolo. That's a dookie. I thought he was one of the most NBA ready. I thought him and Jabari, you couldn't go wrong with either one of them, honestly. Their game's very similar as well. And I could see Paolo really helping out the Magic kind of as like a point forward type deal.
Yeah, he might take their wins from 22 to 28.
Which should be an improvement.
Yeah.
That way they'll have another lottery.
And then they'll have 30 wins the next year. And then they might get to 40 by his rookie deal and he'll be wanting out. So that'll be good. But yeah, Paolo, he's really he's the most NBA ready. I think that's safe to say for everybody.
Oh, it's definite.
But I don't think he has the superstar NBA MVP potential that Chet has or that Jabari has. I'm not a huge Chet guy, but I think his OKC fit's going to really be good. I think I
have a theory on why you don't like him, though, because I saw a highlight video from some kind of summer camp of Chet absolutely cooking Curry.
He sauced him up and then poked on him.
Well, I've got video of Jonathan Kuminga dunking on Chet during the real game, So I think Chet, I don't know. If he would have went to the Rockets,
he's not going to be the guy there. That's good. Because he's going to have SGA and then that white fella, Giddey, I think his name is.
Yeah, Josh Giddey. Yeah.
Josh Giddey's a baller.
Yeah, he's not going to be the number 1 option.
Awesome.
Which I think is going to be good for him. Now, if he would have went to Orlando or Houston is to be tossed up with Jalen Green, but
he would not have fit Houston at all.
He would have fit nowhere besides OKC. Probably.
Yeah, I think he's going to do well in OKC.
Well, speaking of OKC, they made some big trades.
They used one of their 2,000 first-round picks to have over the next 5 drafts. And they, I think they traded 3 of them to the Knicks to go up to number 11.
Yeah.
And take a guy that played in Australia, Ousmane Ding.
Smart move, bad move, strange move.
He's one that rose up the draft boards about a week before the draft, and they think he's going to be really good defensively.
Where did they take Giddey at last year?
He was
7 or 17.
So he was
6.
He was highly touted.
It was a pick before the Warriors.
Yeah, he was.
I kind of wanted him at 7, but I'm fine with Kuminga now. But yeah, they got the Jing, however you say his name, from he played for the New Zealand Breakers. He's probably gonna be a project. Probably won't play much this year. But then they went the next pick, number 12, their 3rd lottery pick, got Jalen Williams from Santa Clara, and a lot of people are high on him. He's a good shooter. If you're from Santa Clara going in the lottery, it's you and Steve Nash. You're in good company.
Yeah.
And then they went weird and were like, okay, we already got one Jalen Williams. Let's take the other. They took the other one in the round 2, Jalen with a L-I-N from Arkansas. Yeah.
Name alert.
Yeah.
They got a thing for Jalen Williams is up there.
Yeah, they do.
If you want to be a professional basketball player, change your name to Jalen Williams.
Yeah, you'll go to Oklahoma City.
Or better yet, name your kid Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
And y'all can actually do that.
There you go. I really could do that. Let me call the wife up real quick.
Can we change it
You're
up?
welcome. You're gonna be. That's your retirement plan.
You're
welcome.
It can't be Jalen or Jaylin.
So I could throw some H's and G's and then something like that.
There you go.
I can spell it with a G
or a silent C at the beginning. Keep the C's in the family. Yeah.
Yeah. But him, I'm not really too high on. I watched Arkansas play Duke and was at the Elite 8, I think it was.
Yeah.
And
right before they lost to North Carolina in the Final Four.
Shut up, yes. Who also did not win the national championship. So it doesn't matter. Okay, it don't matter.
It doesn't.
How many North Carolina guys got drafted the other night? 0.
Ooh.
We stay in college.
They're getting
we care about our degrees.
Y'all don't care about them making money, though, like Duke does. So back to what I was saying. Jalen Williams, I don't think he's going to fit in the NBA.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, which
Santa
one?
Clara or
Arkansas.
Arkansas?
He's a first-round pick, and you don't think he's going to fit in the NBA?
Dude, man, all I can mainly remember about him was he tried to play down low a lot.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it against Duke, who, yeah, we had Mark Williams, but he was in foul trouble that game. So it was Paolo really guarding him. And Paolo's not a great defender. He's above average, but he's not great. And we kind of shut him down.
So he wants to bang, but he can't bang.
Yeah, he's only like 6'6" or 6'7".
He's 6'10".
He's 6'10". He plays smaller, though. Getting back to what I'll say, he plays a lot smaller. I don't see it working. Which it's also in the late 20s of the first round of the NBA draft.
No, he went 34. He went round 2.
He went round 2. I thought it was 27 or something like that.
No, that's Warriors pick.
Late 20s in the NBA draft might as well be the 4th round. In the
exactly.
NFL draft.
It's not.
Really?
It's not a lot. Yeah. Like after you get past even 10, it starts thinning out.
It's just the numbers.
Well, this year was a good draft. I think there's guys that were late teens that I think are going to be pretty good.
Like Mark Williams from Duke. I'm not just saying he's a Duke guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be a good NBA player.
Well, A.J. Griffin, Terry Eason.
A.J. Griffin's
guys
going to be
like
good.
that.
Terry Eason, yeah.
Well,
And that fellow from Purdue who is 20 and not 22. Not Purdue, Wake Forest.
Yeah, Laravia.
Yeah. He's going to be good.
He's in Minnesota. I don't think he's going to fit that team.
Well, I've been excited all week to see what Clay thought about his team, Golden State. How did they do in the draft?
You know, I'll be honest. The guys that we got, I didn't know before the draft.
Yeah,
they weren't the guys I was wanting. I had a list of about.
We recognized Patrick Baldwin's name.
Yeah,
we recognized it,
but I didn't have him on my draft board in the least. Like there was about 5 guys that I was repeating as we were on the clock. I was like, "Give me one of these."
So, what are the needs? What do you think they were looking for?
Needs.
Potential.
Okay.
Honestly.
Upside.
So Patrick Baldwin Jr., that was our first round pick. He was a 5-star prospect in high school. I believe he was number 4 in the class. But he dislocated his ankle his senior year of high school. And he's really having a lot of trouble with that. So instead of going to Duke or Kentucky, teams like that, he ended up staying at Milwaukee, the University of, and playing for his dad.
The University of.
And
Milwaukee.
Yeah, you know, Milwaukee, they're not known for their basketball program, so they weren't very good.
Couldn't name their mascot.
Yeah, and he didn't play well. There was a lot of concerns over his ankle, of course. But you know, if there's a team that can take a guy with ankle injuries and develop him, that's the Warriors. Because you know, Steph Curry has had ankle issues his whole career.
Yep.
But yeah, Patrick Baldwin, he's 6'10" wing. He can really shoot it. I mean, he kind of reminds you of Kevin Durant, the way that he shoots it. Honestly, he does.
His body build.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, you could say
he's not going to be Kevin Durant.
Okay, yeah.
But what's really weird is he's a 6'10" guy with like a 7'1" wingspan, and he was like bottom 3 at the combine in athleticism for like everything.
Well, he's got a bum ankle.
He had like a 28 vertical.
He's got a bum ankle.
Like the dude can't jump, literally. Like you watch highlights of him, and he can barely graze the rim. So I'm not ecstatic about the pick. I want to watch him play summer league in about a week.
Did they do the best they could at that pick, or were they distracted from winning a championship, or do you think they just have different insight maybe the general public doesn't have?
Different insight.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there were guys like E.J. Liddell that I wanted from Ohio State. I think he would have been a good fit just to come in and be a little bit of a backup big, take some minutes off of Looney and Wiseman. Just he wouldn't be great, but he'd be a guy that can eat minutes, you know. But last time we had the 28th pick was 2019. We took Jordan Poole. He wasn't on people's top 60s. After that draft, they were like, "This is the worst pick in the draft by far." Like multiple people were saying that. Now he's probably going to get $100 million. So
yeah,
I mean, we've got good success at pick 28.
You got
and
faith in
I'm
the
not.
program.
Yeah, I'm not going to doubt the Warriors at all.
Or Peyton Turner.
Are any of those guys going to be able to step up and
Get some run.
pick up the slack for Clay.
For Klay Thompson?
Yeah.
Oh no, Klay Thompson's back.
Well, but I saw him at the Warriors, the championship parade.
Oh.
Look, he's having a little trouble.
Stumbly?
I don't know.
He got a little Asian lady, man.
He did. I mean, he ran her over.
Smoked her.
Gotta get out of the way.
He was having fun.
Jeez.
Put him at full.
He had a lot of stress over the past 3 years. He was letting it all out. But yeah, and then in the second round we got a guy named Ryan Rollins from Toledo. Yeah, we really hit the schools of this draft: Milwaukee and Toledo.
Basketball blue bloods.
Yeah, I mean you can't get better than that. He's a 6'4" point guard with like a 6'10" wingspan, which is pretty crazy.
Okay.
And what I've seen people compare him to is, or want him to be, is a Sean Livingston. He's a really good mid-range shooter. He doesn't have the height Sean does, but I think he can. You just step in and give some solid third-string minutes this year.
And who would be a good guy to teach him to be Sean Livingston?
Sean Livingston.
Who's an assistant. He's a player development guy.
Yeah, he's on the team somewhere. Yeah,
teach him that little fadeaway and save basketball again. You know.
Yeah, and an interesting thing about him. So we are using some of our mid-level exception. There's some words that y'all aren't even going to understand, but so the mid-level exception. It's like
it's what my wife calls me.
Hey, but she bought this glorious microphone. Which is not mid-level.
Yeah, it sounds great.
It's Magnum.
So instead of using that to,
they don't sell those at gas stations.
Yeah.
Bill, it's out of your league, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So the mid-level exception is, it's pretty much like teams that are in bad cap situations can use it to attract a good veteran free agent for around like the 10 million mark. But with our tax situation, we're instead going to take like 2 or 3 million out of that, give Ryan Rollins like a 3-year deal, and we won't have that penalty that the MLE would give us otherwise. So like if we'd use that 10 million on just a backup big man throughout the league, that would have a tax to make it to it's like 40 million instead of just 10.
Yeah.
But now taking that 3 million and putting it into our rookie, it's just going to be 3 million. It's not going to have that tax. It's like times 3 or times 4.
So good money management.
Yeah. Now he might not be as valuable as a player you could find elsewhere, but I mean he's going to be a solid guy that he's had a little bit of college experience.
That is some next level cap manipulation.
Yeah.
GM type moves.
For guys that don't watch a lot of NBA, kind of like myself, does the NBA draft go on for 48 days like the NFL draft?
No, it's one.
It's just one night, really.
Yeah,
wow.
60 picks.
And are there people watching from home that get drafted, kind of like or is everyone there?
Yeah, I mean, I know one Kennedy Chandler. He went second round of the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
he's actually from Memphis. Played at Tennessee this year. People thought he might go late lottery. He ended up following second round, and he was at home.
Yeah.
And he was in Memphis. And then he gets picked by the Grizzlies.
You're even allowed to invite yourself to the draft.
That would be fun.
Christian Braun. Yeah, Christian Braun from Brown from
Kansas.
From Kansas.
And his mother.
And his mother, who slept with his best friend in high school.
No, that's fake.
It's a rumor. It's a rumor. Have you seen the picture?
Yeah. It's fake.
I never took a picture like that.
That rumor's fake.
Well, the rumor's fake.
Yeah.
But, dude, where there's smoke, there's fire.
It came from this picture, I take it.
Oh, absolutely.
There was definitely fire.
There's a lot of fire.
Hot fire.
But back to that, he invited himself to the draft, and you're allowed to sit in the stands. And he was like,
I would have made my mom stay.
He was halfway up.
Stay home, Mom. Don't wear the dress.
Wear some more clothes. Mm-hmm. He was halfway up or above halfway in the stands in the lower bowl. And he got drafted. Here goes the camera twisting to him.
There's
his mom. There's him. There's his dad.
She got a good side profile, too, in that dress. I was like, golly, that kid, man.
You're getting in trouble. You see all of them standing up, and here he goes walking down the steps. And he goes on stage, shakes Adam Silver's hand.
Yeah. Get the kid on the floor, huh?
Dude, bet on himself, yeah.
Do they draft at the same city every year, or is it?
Yeah, they do now.
Where was it at?
It's at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's it.
Where did it used to be? Madison Square? No, what Madison Square Garden? Ain't no way.
I feel like they could make it a better spectacle like the NFL does. I mean,
yeah, there's not as much
star power
around it, really.
Yeah.
Because like we were saying earlier, after the top 10 picks, really, Not really many.
But
of
hey,
them
man,
make
kind of a bad
contributions
timing.
immediately.
Draymond was a second-round guy,
35th
right?
overall.
Yeah.
Is it too close to the championship game though for height? I mean, you're kind of.
It was a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, NFL, you have 3 months off.
Yeah,
and
so
then-
Nobody
You're
markets.
patient,
You're getting
right?
thirsty. You know.
Nobody markets like the NFL.
Yes.
That's true.
Well, and I think
They own a whole day of the week.
it's a
Somebody-
bit different how, NFL, you have 53 spots to fill. NBA, you have like 15.
I
Yeah,
forget
that's true.
what pro I was listening to, what podcast, but the guy was like, when you go to the NFL, you're basically playing football for a marketing firm who has guys that play football in the meantime. you
Yeah.
know? So
We'll have some pointed questions for Clay if he's
I'm
ready
excited
to get to
for
it.
this,
Well,
yeah.
Hey, this is for everyone. Any local ties to the draft? Anybody familiar with
Kenneth
it?
Lofton didn't get drafted, but he signed a 2-way contract.
Freaking Grizzlies.
Like while the draft was still going on, wasn't it? Or right after?
It was about an hour after.
All right, so like right after the draft, he signed a 2-way contract with the Memphis Grizzlies.
So what does he do when he
Explain-
goes to Memphis? Does he lose weight? Does he?
Well,
He's
he's
already
got to make
lost some
he's got to
weight,
make
they
it
say.
there first.
Explain the two-way
Yeah,
contract.
explain that.
So
'cause
2-way deals.
That's a new thing that happened 3-4 years ago.
It's like the year before COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
2-way deals. It pretty much allows players to go in between the G League and the NBA. So I think they used to have a limit of 45 days that you could be on the NBA roster. So I know this year we used Chris Chiozza as our guy. He would play 6 days a week in Santa Cruz for us, and then he'd show up sometimes if Steph needed a rest night, dress out for the Warriors just in case of emergency.
And he had a 2-way contract.
Yeah.
This guy did. Gotcha.
So what does it mean as far as pay goes for these guys?
It's
Something better.
It's probably like a little under $1 million, like 900,000 probably.
That's nice.
How they survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little budgeting. You might make it.
Memphis is a good place to do it too. With
Was there a baseball player named Kenny Lofton? Am I losing my
Yeah,
mind?
Kenny Lofton. Yeah,
not his dad.
Any-
I had to look it up. His dad was a mail carrier.
Oh, okay.
Not
Yeah.
not
the
the center
mailman.
fielder. No.
Gotcha. Yeah.
but yeah, he. I
for
think
the
he's gonna be a
Braves.
great fit
Yeah,
for
he
the
was a
Grizzlies.
And the Indians. And the
Well, that's
Yankees.
huge for a local guy to get picked up on draft night. What
Yeah.
What about
round did he
Sharif
go in?
Williams?
He didn't get drafted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
he was
Sharif
just a
O'Neal.
priority guy.
Like a
Signed
undrafted free
a
agent kind of thing.
summer league contract with the
Okay, so that's just
Lakers.
All, okay, so
yeah,
it's just
it's
his
just
name.
a tryout thing.
Okay.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. He's there because his name.
Yeah.
'Cause he
Yeah, I mean,
played
they signed
15
him
games in
and
college.
Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I need to look. See, does he look like his dad? I'm just curious.
Got to
Who,
have that
Scottie
big
Pippen?
nose.
Yeah. I wonder if
Not really.
He doesn't.
He doesn't have that weird face.
He go to
Yeah.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
You think he's got a little more fans? Maybe is that what you're going for?
No. I mean, Scottie Pippen is just like a uniquely identifiable guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm just curious.
He's got like a long face.
Yeah.
It's,
Like more
Yeah.
fans.
Junior does not. Nah.
Okay. Sorry.
Well,
What's your other question?
So my
Yeah.
questions are: who is the winner? What team won? And the second question, maybe you want to answer first. Who is the clear loser of this draft? There's always a loser in every draft. A team that just what are they doing?
Knicks.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
It seemed like that came up a lot. That nobody really understood where they were
They
going.
didn't make a pick, did they?
They were really confusing. They did not. I think they had one pick into the second round. They ended up getting Trevor Keels.
That's right.
But
Trevor
their
Keels.
first round pick was number 11. They tried to trade up to 5 with the Pistons to take Jaden Ivey, who I think is going to be the best star in the draft. That failed. And they ended up just trading that pick to Oklahoma City, number 11. And I think they got 3 future first, but like the Knicks aren't very good. You need to try to
win now.
Yeah, either that or build towards the future now. But instead, they just trade out of the first round when there's pretty good talent there.
Yeah.
And
it's almost like a
it's like
toddler. Like,
yeah.
if I can't have my guy,
Yeah.
I'm
It was
not
really
picking
weird.
anybody.
Well, they didn't do the research, so they're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
They were just set on one person or something.
Yeah, I mean, Ivy would have been a freaking star for
Yeah.
the Knicks with the New York media and everything
Yeah.
like that. He would have been great, but
Dude's a baller.
he's in Detroit, who that's my winner of the draft.
Detroit.
Is
Huh?
Detroit. I think between Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, I think they're building something.
Paired with
Cade Cunningham,
yeah.
and Sadiq Bey, who's a good 3-and-D guy for them.
Was Cade the number 1 last year?
Yeah, he was. And they've also got about $45 million in cap space.
Dang.
So they're looking at trying for DeAndre Ayton. He's a restricted free agent.
I feel like that's a good way to segue into the free agency.
Yeah. I mean, Ayton's a big talk because it's pretty much the Suns can pay him $30 million a year, and that's pretty much the only move they make, and they bank on that D-Book, Ayton, CP3 to, transition them.
That's their big three.
Yeah. But, I mean, how much does CP3 have left? Who knows?
Hopefully none.
2-3 years tops.
I'm so tired of seeing
I have
the cat.
a little different draft news, but it broke this week. Kind of interesting. So the Harlem Globetrotters drafted a Grambling, former basketball player, Prince Smalls.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep. So it'd be fun to maybe see him in action.
Yeah, I mean,
have y'all seen the Harlem Globetrotters?
I have not. They come to like Alexandria a lot.
They used to come to the Civic Center in Monroe.
And dude, the kid's still getting paid to play basketball.
Yeah, that's right. Continue his career. On that news, I've talked to Soupy about it. Shout out to Soupy. He needs to do the Harlem Globetrotters of hockey. I don't know if you put like a beer can on someone's head. Who's
the banana guys?
Savannah Bananas. That's wildly popular.
Independent baseball out there.
Yeah, and I watched a little
Take
news
advantage
documentary.
of TikTok and social media.
I think the tickets are like $20, and I think you get food and beverages. Wow. I mean, they've revolutionized kind of that aspect of it. It's definitely entertaining, man.
That's straight entrepreneurial.
Bill
spirit
wants
right
to
there.
be the replay guy there, I think. That's a good gig.
He'll go where the money takes him.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at the guy doing the gritty across home plate. He's out.
Oh, man. So what other kind of free agency news are we looking at?
I mean, Brad Beal. He's
been rumored for so many years.
He's the big.
He's back into it.
I guess
he's still in Washington.
Yeah, he's the big puzzle piece because he could.
It's a hard puzzle.
He could accept his player option for like $35 million, and then maybe Washington tries to trade him to LA, something like that. But there's also been rumors recently of him declining that option, signing a 5-year max extension to stay in Washington. I don't really know what he's doing. He needs to get out of there. He's a really good player, and
he just might like the city,
Yeah,
does anybody
he just doesn't like winning
DC?
either.
or not city. What's that called?
It's independent.
A District of Columbia.
District of Columbia.
I don't think anybody
He likes the District of Columbia.
Yeah, I mean Bradley Beal. That's a big thing.
Likes the commute.
Zach LaVine. He's unrestricted.
So where's Zach LaVine land?
I don't think he's that good, man.
No, Levine's legit now. I think he stays in Chicago. There's been rumors of Portland wanting him, but I don't see that happening.
What happens with the Lakers moving forward?
I don't really know. It's
LeBron make a push.
He's
to go to
fine.
Golden State.
He's looking for
Well,
somebody.
but Anthony Davis, he's going to stay.
Yeah, him, AD and LeBron will be there.
Can they even get rid of AD if they want to?
Probably. The big thing is Russell Westbrook's contract. I don't think that anyone's going to want it.
Why would they?
And if they want it, the Lakers are going to have to attach either young players or picks to it. And they don't have many picks because they traded them all for Anthony Davis.
I can't recall a harder and faster fall in pro sports than Westbrook.
Oh, it's insane.
Like, dude, he went from superstar MVP candidate to like
the new era Oscar Robertson people kept calling him, and now he's irrelevant.
Yeah,
borderline.
He's a turnover machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just the situation for him. I still think if you throw him on a team like even Orlando, I mean, I think he could make Orlando win on a given night.
But he's still got to shoot though.
Yeah, but he just knows how to win sometimes. Like he might give you 15 points, but he also gets 15 assists and 15 rebounds. Yeah. Like he tries. That's a good thing about him. Every time he's out there, he's not just going to complain and walk down the floor or something.
He's going to take his shot.
Yeah, I mean he's going to have confidence in himself, and that's something you can definitely applaud him for.
Like the guy in the Long Cane Poly, throwing up the shots in the pickup game.
Yeah.
Raindrops. Shoot your shot, guys.
I think a bigger question here is, what's the Brooklyn Nets about to do?
And they go hand in hand with the Lakers. Because if the Nets move off from Kyrie, he's going to LA. There's nowhere else for him to go.
Well, he put out a list.
Do you think he's trying to... he forced his way out? That whole charade last year was just to get the heck out of Dodge?
I mean, he kind of pulled some crap like that with Boston, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he had a blowout towards the end.
with Boston, like their end of season conference thing, he said, "I'll be back," and then he left.
I thought he showed up there too.
I mean, him and Boston didn't really fit.
Yeah.
So they had problems.
But he put out a list the other day. It was the Lakers, Clippers, Knicks,
Sixers,
Mavs. And Mavericks.
And every team on there has been like confirmed to have no interest besides the Lakers.
Ooh,
He
that
feels
hurts a little bit.
He
No,
feels
thank you.
incredibly toxic to a locker room in a franchise.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Like the dude, and I know we all have our religious,
Affiliations
and convictions and whatnot. But dude, you're fasting during Ramadan and during the playoffs. Like, how do you perform without carbohydrates at that kind of level?
He performed still.
I don't think you can knock a guy for that, though. I mean, that's come up
is
throughout. I remember
but,
several stories of people fasting and not
but
playing on the weekends.
Has he done that in previous playoff series?
I think so.
I mean,
Well, it never made the news before, which I thought it was just like
he's never been the center of attention like he has the past few years.
Yeah. You can eat at sundown, though, correct?
He always had LeBron shielding him, and now with the not mask, but the vaccination status thing, I mean, he was mainstream news for 4 months, basically. He wasn't dribbling the ball.
Yeah.
He's
so
on the
I think
news
that's
every
a lot
day.
of that. So for all we know, he's been doing it, but you can't
Probably
really tell.
got some kind of super IVs that they give him.
That's what I was thinking.
There ain't no telling.
Is this kosher?
You're gonna have to.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that whole situation is very interesting because I mean, if Kyrie, if he wants out,
He'll get out. 'Cause that's what happens in the NBA.
Yeah,
They'll let
LA's
him
the
do it.
place, but
It's the place that makes the most sense. But then, what does KD do? I saw somebody as a joke, obviously, or just a made-up rumor about him going to Portland and help saving Dame's career.
well, Damian put that on Instagram.
That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. Because, I mean, Dame Lillard, it's hard not to like the guy, and
Yeah,
he's a star. He really is. And
Overrated.
I wouldn't say he's overrated. He's just...
He was on the top 75 of all time. I think that was overrated.
well, so is Anthony Davis over Dwight Howard.
that was
and I'll never
definitely
get over
overrated.
that.
Dwight Howard deserved it for sure.
Yeah, but no, I mean Dame, him and KD would work probably, but it's just what can Portland offer? They'll have to offer like Anthony Simons, probably their new guy, Shaden Sharp, and then every bit of picks that they have.
Yeah.
And do you want that whenever you're in that West and they're probably not going to win even with that?
Yeah, but they have to kind of feel like they owe it to Dame because he's never really complained about anything. And he's never begged to get out, begged to get stars. So
Yeah.
They would have to feel a little bit loyal to him, you would think. And they got Chauncey Billups up there now, right?
Yeah, I
Ain't
mean,
he the coach?
I think their better move would be to move off from Dame.
Really?
Go for the future.
Wow.
Especially with Simons developing the way he did this past year. If they could
Now
just,
you got your new point guard.
I mean, kind of be good to Dame by telling him we
you
can't
deserve,
win right
you
now.
deserve better.
Yeah, like send him to LA.
Wow.
I mean, that's been a rumor for a while, but Dame doesn't want it. Dame wants to be.
He wants to do it
Portland.
on his own.
I mean,
He
he's
wants to be the
practically
guy.
Brad Bill. Like, why is he in Washington? He has every chance to get out. Everyone wants you, but you
Maybe
don't
they
leave.
can. Maybe they can meet in the middle and go to OKC or something and play together there.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the middle of the country.
Yeah, I'm excited for NBA free agency though. That'll kick off Thursday night. Yeah, I think they actually moved it to like prime time. It's like 6 p.m. start for free agency because NBA free agency is that big of a deal.
Yeah, NBA's getting all their big headlines in 1 month span. So
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like good marketing though.
no, spread
So
it
what about
out.
the Pelicans?
Build
Come
anticipation.
out.
yeah. The Pelicans they
Pelicans
got
had a good draft.
what was his name? Dyson Daniels.
Dyson Daniels from the G League. Yep.
Yeah, he's a good two-way guy. He doesn't really score much, but
Not
he's a
two-way
good
contract, but two-way ball player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
offensive and defensive.
Yes.
Yeah, really good defender, and he's a good playmaker offensively. I guess you can. I mean, his comp might be like a Rondo type thing. I don't think he's much of a scorer.
They
But
said
he's a-
Halliburton.
Oh wow,
They said
okay.
Halliburton. Most stuff I read.
But he's a big body, and he'll play some minutes. I think this year.
He'll run the second unit.
I wouldn't be surprised though if he got more G League time, just to develop him a little bit more.
He's young, right?
Yeah.
Like 18. So
I mean, if you're in the G League, going into the draft, you're 18,
you're a
19
baby.
tops. Yeah. I mean, using him kind of like Kuminga for the Warriors and give him some G League run to let him be that one, play 40 minutes, put up really good stats, and then come help out the real team for a little bit. I could see that happening. Which, what is I don't even know what the Pelicans G League affiliate is. Do they have one?
I think it's the Erie Bayhawks.
And where is that?
Erie?
Where's Erie?
Indiana?
Pennsylvania.
All right, that can't be.
There's no way that's it. Because it ain't in
So
Louisiana.
that's a
That
logistic nightmare.
It's not in Louisiana. I mean, I know the Warriors is Santa Cruz. That's like an hour away.
There might be something in Mississippi or something. I don't know.
No, there's no shot. I'm looking that up. Do you have any more questions for me, though, Railey?
That was it, man. You hit all the high notes.
Yeah, guys, if you're listening to this and have never really sat through NBA free agency, like when it opens, it is the opposite
Myrtle
of
Beach.
baseball, and it's the opposite of football.
Birmingham?
It is absolutely insane from the jump. So
Yeah.
So
check
the
it
G
out
League
for
for the Pelicans is the Birmingham Squadron. Never heard of that.
Squad.
must be new.
Never heard of that.
That's interesting.
Shout out Birmingham.
that's a
They got it
pretty-
going on.
They do have
Such
it.
a
That's
big
that's a
minor
pretty,
league town.
Yeah.
Pretty big distance
We're
between
a lot of minor league
states
stuff
there.
is that, ain't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what's
Getting
that
on
from
the
New
football.
Orleans? Like 4 or 5 hours, probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
That's
Ooh,
crazy.
Ooh, I don't know. That's a
Less
trek,
than-
man.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
They can't take like the
36.
panhandle type deal thing there?
Yeah. Birmingham's kind of northern, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
It's on
it'd be a
yeah,
quick
it's on
flight.
I-20, so.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
It'd be a quick flight.
Yeah.
Be like an hour, maybe.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Hey, you need to play tonight. Get on the road. You got to
Yeah,
drive.
let me
Get
call my
to
We got you
Horton.
a Greyhound bus ticket. Need you in by
Go to the nearest
7.
gas station and get a bus ticket.
Speaking of gas station, that was one of our drafts, and now we're going to do a Dirty Five on food.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Summer food specifically.
Hey,
And my idea of summertime food may be a little bit different than Ray's.
all I know is
apparently,
I want Railey to kick it off.
I'd love to lead it off.
Yes,
that's a
'cause
good
I want to
question.
know where he's thinking outside
Yeah,
the box.
because I mean,
at.
he's our food expert.
We're going to do a Dirty Five, the top 5 summertime foods. And let's talk about what is a summertime food? Is it something you only eat in the summer?
For one of my picks, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And
I think so.
about-
I think of stuff that you eat during the summer.
Right. I mean, there's certain foods that you only have available during the summer.
Exactly.
I mean,
Amen.
seasonal
Yeah.
type things
Yes.
too.
And for you at home, we're taking crawfish off the board. That's a springtime food.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, it's technically out of season.
the
now.
season
yes,
just ended.
it is the springtime food, but it is not a summertime food. Well, I hope everybody at home has their lips smacking and their taste buds bumping. And I'm going to start it off, guys.
Start at 5.
Yep, I'm going to start at 5 because I want to build anticipation.
All
And
right,
I'm
here
going to go
we
with something kind of simple. Huge time. I love it this time of year. It's kind of like Bill talked about. It's available this time of year. It's the old cucumber, tomato, onion, vinegar mix.
There we go.
Cucumber salad?
It's not a salad. I wouldn't call it a salad. No, I mean, it's healthy like a salad. But dude, you get the homegrown tomatoes, you get the cucumbers. It's got to have a little bit of onion and the right kind of vinegar. And just let it marinate.
like it. I had it on my
The
list.
longer it marinates,
We're talking
We had it
about
at lunch last week, Bill.
you should eat it every day.
it's going to brighten up whatever you're eating, right? Because you got the vinegar pop, you got the
it's a
acidity,
meal in
you got
itself. But
It's
yeah,
the
it's well
vegetable.
balanced, right? It's a side. It's a side, and it's one of my all-time favorite things.
This is
man.
why you're leading off.
And you can jazz it up any kind of ways. You can put some garlic in there. You
Crushed
could
red pepper?
Definitely crushed red pepper.
Yeah.
You could do some Italian seasonings or something.
What's
if you want
the-
to.
what's
But I like
the-
the simple thing. Just
what's the
vinegar.
Spanish season and the little
Paprika.
no, not Spanish, Mexican season. You know-
Cumin? Yeah.
No. It's like a
Chili
It's like
powder.
the Mexican Tonys.
Oh, ajín.
Yeah,
Tahini.
tahini. Yeah. There you go. I feel like that would be
Took
good.
French in high
They
school.
put that
so.
on. They put that on fruit and stuff.
You
There
know,
go.
I was talking around to people, and people said that on pineapple is like a summertime.
Yeah,
deal,
people love that on
yeah,
fruit. I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
I could do that.
We
You
should
know,
get some and try it.
They
I
also
might bring
eat
it next time.
They also
Spicy.
eat like
Yes.
mayonnaise and paprika on corn.
It's delicious. If
Not
you're not
your
doing that,
Libra.
if you're not doing that, you need to do that.
I need to try.
Yeah,
I'm just scared I might take one to the Nacho Libre.
yeah. That's my number 5 pick.
What a pick.
Number 4 in summertime fashion, and how can you not have this on your list? Growing up around here with the variety we have, but it's the watermelon, man.
Okay.
Is there a better summertime
Saline.
fruit? Yeah, a saline watermelon.
I don't eat
Farmable
watermelon.
Watermelon.
I don't like watermelon.
You're missing out, bud.
I'm not a big
like it.
watermelon guy, but I'll eat it.
But it's this time of year, right? They're
Yeah.
only available. They just started coming out. They're super duper sweet.
I
Very
prefer orange
refreshing.
though. I prefer an orange watermelon.
Cantaloupe.
The yellow.
I didn't know if you're talking about the fruit orange.
I thought he was
That's
saying
not a
that.
summertime
Is that
fruit.
a seedless? Is that a seedless?
a yellow meat.
Oh, is it
Oh, the yellow
Yeah,
meat. Yellow
it's
meat.
It's an orangish more than yellow.
Is it the
though.
color you like, or do you think they taste
I think
better?
they taste better.
Yeah.
If
So
you
really
were
do.
blindfolded, would you even know?
we need to do some
Would I know a
taste tests.
difference?
We
I
need to do
don't
some
know.
taste tests.
But I think they taste better.
Salt or no salt?
A little bit of salt, baby.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
and
Seeds.
preferably maybe no seeds. But I done got to where I just chew the
that
seeds
is
up.
a sin. I think salt on a watermelon is a sin.
No,
I've tried it
I like
both
it
ways, and I don't like it.
I picked that up at Jonesboro Hodge in the lunchroom.
Yeah, you got to put a little salt in
Watermelon
there.
with salt. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my number 4 pick. Number 3 pick is a scratch. Nobody knew what this was coming in here into this draft. I had ribs marked down, which I think is a pretty good pick. But now I'm going with Kyle Williamson's pulled pork.
The son-in-law.
Yeah, he blessed us with some sandwiches today. And in general, the pick is smoked meat, kind of, right?
Yeah.
And it's summertime. You want to be out and about.
Barbecue.
Yeah, it's too hot, though, to be honest with you. The heat, but it's usually not this hot. But getting out there and smoking meat, there's
Next
nothing
weekend,
better.
I mean, the 4th of July, that's going to be a
You're
big
going to
thing.
barbecue, man.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, shout out to Kyle, these pork sandwiches were delicious.
Not me. We're talking about Wild Bill's son-in-law.
Yeah. And
good stuff.
congrats on the baby, too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely an easy number 3 pick in there for me. Number 2, I had trouble with.
Okay.
I didn't really know which way to go on my number 2 pick.
Tougher than cucumber salad.
Well,
That was a lot of pick.
I'm going to stick with. I kind of wanted to go fried fish here. I'm not necessarily sure fried fish is only a summertime thing. Brother-in-law John A. he fried some fish up for Father's Day. Wonderful treat. But what he had with it is my actual number 2 pick, and it is definitely a summertime food. It's fried squash. You can't get fried squash in December. You can't do it. Cornmeal battered, deep fried squash.
It's a wonderful thing.
Oh my goodness,
I agree.
man! You could just eat pounds and pounds of it.
I like squash any way you cook it.
Yeah.
Cooked down with an onion.
We had that with a crawfish bowl last weekend.
What was it? Fried?
Yeah,
Fried?
that was just fried squash. I mean, it was grilled.
Hey,
squash. Yeah.
dude, shout out to the chef at Jackson Parish Hospital. The dude makes a squash, zucchini, tomato, onion, garlic, succotash with some olive oil.
Yeah.
Holy moly, dude. Slap your mama. It's
Pretty good
it's so
stuff,
good.
huh?
Yeah, love squash.
I'm having a little buyer's remorse. I think I should have went fried green tomatoes. Dang.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, definitely honorable mention. But with my number 1 pick, I want to tell you about it. First of all, I want to teach you how to do it the right way so you know.
Here we go.
But without further ado, the number 1 pick, summertime food, is BLTs, baby. It is BLT season right now. My mom, she grows tomatoes. We get some fresh, homemade tomatoes. Hey, I'm talking breakfast. I'm talking lunch. I'm talking dinner and snacks. I'm talking about if I'm on death row this time of year, what is my last meal? 10 BLT sandwiches. Without a doubt.
Now let's talk about that
How
because
you
we can
build
go
it,
deep.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it built? Build it from the ground up.
Trust me.
Start with the bread.
Trust me from experience, right?
brand bread?
I've made 1,000. I made 1,000. I know all about the ins and outs, and they're all good. I'm not even going to say there's a brand bread, but and it's good on wheat. But I'm going to go white. Yeah. But look, it's got to be lightly toasted.
There you go.
Got to be lightly toasted.
A little bit of a crunch.
Not over toasted.
Butter?
You don't
No
want
butter.
No, skip the butter. I don't think that's necessary. A little extra calories maybe, but it's got to have this light toast so it can hold up to the copious amounts of mayo you put on each side.
And the tomato. You're getting some from the tomato. Yeah.
That's
You're getting
right.
Some water from the tomato.
And I am going Hellman's mayo on this, although I'll eat a Duke's one. I'll eat a Kraft. It
Blue
doesn't
plate?
matter. Yeah, definitely
Miracle
Blue Plate.
Whip?
But Hellman, Miracle Whip for sure. Yeah, for sure. Not the best, but I'm going to eat it. But you got to put a moderate amount on each side.
Yeah, that's right. Both sides.
I
The edge.
I like to put a little bit of pepper on my mayo, too. I'm a big pepper fan. I then layer tomatoes with, again, salt and pepper.
That, to me, now, Ray, I'm going to stop you. That is a game changer.
Yeah.
I did not season, listen, y'all, I did not season my vegetables on my sandwiches until recently.
Yeah, you got to do it.
And when you put the salt and pepper on the tomato,
It's taking it to the next
oh,
level.
yeah, especially when it comes from Melinda Kay.
Oh, no doubt. Homegrown tomatoes. And that's why I'm making BLTs this year. She brings over these tomatoes, and I'm eating them all the time.
I need a tomato from her garden, by the way.
Oh, I'll hook you up. As far as bacon, definitely better pan fried. Put it in the oven, though. Save yourself some time.
How
Put all
crisp?
that. Oh, a good medium crispy. Not chewy. I don't think a chewy BLT is good. And I like hearts of romaine lettuce, to be completely honest with you. You sure you go shredded?
Want that little bit of purple in there?
Yeah,
I'm absolutely making a graphic with this.
Without a doubt.
How to make the perfect BLT.
Yeah. And make 2 of them, guys. Don't make one. Make 2 of them.
And
treat yourself.
Don't skimp on the bacon.
Well, I'm going to disagree, Bill. I have tried a lot of bacon. I've tried a pound of bacon on Wednesday. There's such thing as too much bacon. Believe it or not, I think it's 3 pieces. Broken in half, strategically placed.
I think 3 is good. I made them with 2, but I'm going heavy veggies on mine.
Yes,
Yeah, but I made them like you said, a full 12-ounce pack.
Oh yeah.
And if it's a thick bacon,
Yeah.
you can't put too much. But the thinner bacon, oh man, I can pile it on. Like if I could go to a Shoney's buffet and
I do love
bacon
all the bacon you can eat at Shoney's.
Shoney's, man. Blast from the past.
So do we cut the BLT?
Yes.
Yes. I don't.
Okay.
And how do you cut it?
I don't cut it. Diagonal, for sure.
It's got to be diagonal.
Yeah. And you just let
You
the
want the
juice.
triangles.
You want the juice dripping on your chest.
I feel like you get more when it's a triangle.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll tell you about it, just a little interesting tidbit about cooking bacon. I learned it this week. I'm going to try it tomorrow, actually. I'm making a BLT for breakfast. You put the bacon in a pan, and you cover it with a little bit of water.
Okay.
The water slowly brings the meat side of bacon up, so it doesn't get too crispy. And by the time the water evaporates, this is supposed to be the perfectly cooked bacon.
Is it how a grease fire goes?
I do it in the oven.
Okay,
but
that's
this is going to be on the
better.
stovetop with the water. And I'll let y'all know next week. I'm excited.
You might not have a house, man. Water and grease don't go together.
I'm going to be watching intently, man. Yeah, maybe I'm set up.
Yeah,
I didn't learn.
You need to have some bacon soda in here. You didn't put out that fire.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah, definitely can't throw water back on it.
No.
Well, I think that Dirty Five lived up to the hype.
Yeah, I was
will
excited
say,
to hear.
I had to modify my list, which I can't let you look, but just to
UFC Bill was over there licking his lips.
I'm telling you.
The second you said cucumbers to me.
Cucumber.
Man.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I'm more traditional with it. Oh, Kinley gave up a hit.
What is traditional? Like a leg of lamb?
Lamb chops.
shank.
Number 5, I have snow cones.
Oh,
Okay.
good
That's a
one.
good
You
one.
can only
Yes.
get a snow cone during the summertime.
Yeah.
And if you're getting in Jonesboro, it's got to be at the little blue shed along by the high school on 167.
What flavor?
Well, if you go
Tiger
there,
blood?
No, if you
Tiger
go there, I
blood.
get blue raspberry stuffed with ice cream.
Oh,
And it is delicious.
Yeah. Shout out to that place.
I'd never had a stuffed one until
What's
I
it
ate there
called?
one time with Justin
Kokomo's or
Dotson.
something?
Yeah, Kokomo's. Justin got a extra large strawberry cheesecake snow cone stuffed with ice cream and 2 sausage dogs. That was his supper that night. Wow! After we've been mowing yards all day.
How do they
Bill of a champ.
stuff a snow cone?
They put snow cone in the bottom, and they put like a scoop or 2 scoops of ice cream in the middle. They put more snow cone on top.
So it makes it creamy.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
Very creamy. It's really good.
I heard that place has good nachos, too. You ever had that?
I've heard they have good food everywhere. I don't eat food at snow cone stands. That's more Justin's area. But
Apparently you're
snow
missing
cones are
out.
delicious. Undoubtedly, I am.
I'm going to go ask for the chance special. They'll know what I'm talking about.
No, I haven't been this year, man.
Oh.
There's always too many people.
Yeah, the line's long.
And it's because they make them to order. They make them one
Well,
by
yeah, it's
one.
a snow cone.
Obviously, that's not what I meant. You go to the window, you order, they
McDonald's
make
of
yours.
snow cones.
They don't take like 5 orders, and I guess that makes the quality better.
That's
the Braves are going to blow this game, by the way. Moving on to number 4. I have brats.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Brats.
talking about.
I love me a brat. It's got to be beer soaked. Throw it on the grill, cook it, nothing better. And if you put any type of condiment on there, I'm not a fan of you because it takes away the flavor of a brat. But
I'll throw a little cheese on there. That's it.
cheese, I think that's okay. But like ketchup, mustard, barbecue, something like that, I don't think
none of that fits.
No, brat's top notch. Then number 3 is kind of a little bit of a weird one.
Can I stop you real quick?
Yeah.
How do you cook your brat? A lot of research. Do you grill it? Do you poke holes in it and put it in beer and onions? Do you know?
I just throw them on the grill and
Yeah.
I slow cook them, and then after a couple minutes, I take them off the heat and put them on the side and let them get a little bit of a crisp on them.
Yeah.
On the side, and
So you want that skin a little crispy?
just a little.
A little
Now,
bite when
I
you
want
get-
I want you to have a little crunch going in.
Are you going mustard?
Yeah. Bun and
No,
mustard or what?
No, I don't do condiments on the brats.
Yeah.
You should let it speak for
Let the
itself.
meat shine.
Because
Do you pair it with a beer?
Not really.
No.
I just let them soak.
Have you ever had it with a beer?
I have not. That's probably why. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I saw Kyle eat a brat with one bite.
One bite, everybody knows
Secret talent. I do know
Was that with
I do
bread?
know a guy who can do that though. His name is Jamie Cochran.
Yeah.
So shout out Jamie.
Was
for
that with
listening to
bread?
us on high school
You ate it in
coaching.
one bite?
Huh? Kobayashi. I think he's making a Kobayashi joke.
Oh.
It happened over international waters. It wasn't a crime.
Yeah, it wasn't a crime.
You dip the bun in water.
Yeah.
Before you put it in your mouth.
We got Kobayashi. We got Step Brothers. We're just on a roll, bro.
It's a Catalina wine mix. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 3. I actually made some of these the other day, and the only reason I call this a summertime food is because I always cook them whenever I grill, and I only grill mainly during the summertime, and that is bacon-wrapped jalapenos.
Woo, good
Yeah.
call.
Cream
man.
cheese on the inside and bacon
I
bits.
feel like that was a sleeper.
There's not much better whenever it comes to grilling food and having a side
It's like
option.
the perfect appetizer, right?
Oh,
Dude, that's a whole meal.
But
you
scooping
cook
that
enough.
scooping that pepper out will light your fingers on fire. Wear gloves, people.
I don't use gloves because I'm a man, but it's a
Don't touch your eyeball.
Don't pee afterwards.
don't rub your eyes. The first time I made them, I forgot to wash my hands after, and I rubbed my eyes,
Oh,
and that was
yeah.
a horrible experience.
Yeah.
I had to
like
put
getting
ice
maced.
water. The Dodgers have tied the game. God help me.
Do you put so my family recipe for that is cream cheese, cheddar cheese, no bacon bits. We do the bacon wrap on the outside, but then we top it with brown sugar and Mexican chili powder.
See, now I've never
that
tried that,
sounds
but I
good.
bet that's good.
Oh man, it caramelizes. It's got a little sweet,
Yeah, a
little
little
heat.
sweet on it. What I do is I get the Philadelphia like cream cheese, and if you go to Super One,
It's got to be Philadelphia too.
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to Ruston Super One, they have a jalapeno and cheddar brand, or not brand, but like flavored one or
Yeah.
stuffed one, and that's what I prefer to use. But if you use regular cream cheese, it's fine. And then I throw something called Cavender's seasoning.
Oh, love
Lord.
Cavender's on a tomato this time of year.
Dude, Greek seasoning,
Honorable
and
mention.
it's phenomenal.
And that's
Throw
from
that on
Shreveport.
there with some Tonys.
Yeah,
And
I like it.
Top notch. Top notch.
I've always eaten cream cheese, jalapeno, bacon with duck or deer. Like the duck and the deer was the main,
I've
and then
had
it was
it in
stuffed
there.
with, of course,
Yeah.
wren. If you know, have you ever eaten any of wren's duck?
Pretty good stuff.
Missing out. Yeah, I guess he doesn't love
don't
you that
share
much
that.
if he didn't share it. But yeah, that's definitely a winner. And I mean, the way we used to do it is we'd kill our ducks during the season, and then 2 or 3 times a year we'd have a big, party and invite everybody. Everybody who duck hunted, some people who didn't matter, and we cook them up. But that was always the pleaser was cream cheese, jalapeno, bacon. You can't go wrong.
So
Good combo.
So good. It's
Can't
easy.
go wrong.
Cook them at 375 for 35 minutes.
And dude, there's
they're
something
done.
about that cream cheese when it gets a little toasted on the outside, but it's
Takes it up a
gooey
notch.
on the inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
And these recipes and more will be on the website, right?
That's
We
right.
really should provide like
Hey, at some point
We're gonna have videos.
we're gonna
of this.
have recipes, cookbooks, the whole shebang.
TV show.
I'm
Yes.
putting Rayleigh's the BLT
thing on
building
there.
the perfect BLT.
Ray's BLT.
Body,
Start a food truck off of it.
Body by BLT. That's
Built BLT.
That's right.
Body built by BLT.
Yes.
Arteries by BLT.
What was that pick? What was that number? Was that number 3?
That was number 3. Number 2 on my list, and yet again, talk about times you only get it, and that is crab legs.
Yeah.
Whenever I think
All right,
about
Jameis.
summer, I guess so. Whenever I think about summertime, I think about going on youth trips whenever I was a kid. And we would go to Panama City Beach every
Oh,
time.
yeah. Captain Jack's.
Captain Jack's
Yeah,
buffet.
look out.
Look at you. Captain Jack's seafood
All
buffet.
you can eat there, guys.
They have steak on there as well.
Fried oysters, you name it.
All on a buffet. And
you were going for the crab legs.
I got snow crab legs and steak.
Didn't they ask us to leave one time?
we went 3 times on one vacation trip. Yeah.
Where would y'all stay there? Because I do youth trips there as a kid too. There was a place
Laguna
called
Beach.
Laguna Beach is popular.
I think that's where it was.
This was called Noah's Ark, and if you see it, it's still there. It's a building built like a ship, so it's kind of second tier to.
It's like
to
our
Laguna
place
Beach.
was like an old hotel that they turned into like a youth camp type deal, and yeah, man, my mouth's watering right now thinking about
crab
some
legs.
crab legs.
Melted butter, eh?
I don't do the butter.
You don't?
You don't need it.
Love some crab legs.
Don't need it.
Drone butter.
And then the last one's a chalk thing. I love a grilled hamburger during the summertime.
Gotcha.
Can't beat it.
How are you building this bad boy out? We got to talk about that.
What goes on it?
All right,
we got to talk thickness. We got to talk about weight.
Is the cheese on the top? Is the cheese on the bottom? Are there 2 pieces of cheese? A lot of
I only
questions.
put one slice of cheese.
American cheese, Kraft, cheddar,
Pepper jack.
Spicy guy.
All right.
So in the burger, you have to have the right type of mixture. You got to have a little bit of ground chuck and a little bit of Angus.
Okay.
That way you have a little bit of the fat in there.
Any
A little
binder?
bit juicy. No.
Egg, breadcrumb, no.
No, never
Same
done that.
meatloaf,
I'm not
you
making
said.
meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
My
We want
parents
it
is
now.
a dog in center field. So the seasoning wise, I take paprika. I learned that from Super Chef Bobby Flay. Okay, take paprika. All this is after poking your thumb into it.
So it
That
doesn't
way
rise too much.
Oh, and it doesn't shrink.
Yeah.
If you put a thumbprint in, it don't shrink. So you got paprika. Back to the Cavenders. I put Cavenders on anything I cook. Okay,
Shout out Cavenders.
Got 4 cans in the pantry at my house. And then I'm not even gonna lie to you. Anytime I cook burgers, I go to Brookshire's and get the hamburger meat, and I go down the seasoning aisle and I change it up every single time.
Yeah.
But the most recent time I used actually something called steak and chop seasoning, like pork chop seasoning.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It had like a little bit of pepper in there, a little bit of garlic, and top notch.
Are you putting tomato, pickles,
I don't
onions,
put any of that on there.
meat
I
and
cook them.
cheese?
Meat and cheese and mustard and ketchup.
little mustard and ketchup, little mix?
Yep.
Wow, that sounds good.
Yep. And you got to cook them medium to medium well.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
Got to. Got to. It's home cooked. You can do that. It's not like you're going to McDonald's.
I got one like that at McDonald's one time.
Yeah, McDonald's because it was frozen. But yeah, melted cheese
flaming
on
poops.
top, toasted buns, all that.
It does sound nice.
It's good stuff.
Who's-
Hey, excellent list, man.
Who's up
I'm
next?
excited about that.
Who wants to go? I want to save Bill for last.
Okay.
Clay, are you ready? If not, I can go.
I think I'll go with it.
I feel like Bill's
I'm
going to
pretty
be
much
spicy.
numbering my list as I go. So number 5, I was gonna go burgers. I think I'm gonna go fried fish though. I don't know. It feels right for summer.
Now, what are you doing? What kind of fish specifically?
Yeah, do you like catfish, bass?
I don't
White
know.
perch?
Whichever
White perch.
you fry me and give me,
Yeah.
I'll eat
They
it.
all taste the same to me.
Do you have a place you like to go eat fish? Because shout out to
Catfish
Catfish
Inn.
Inn on a Friday night, man. It's not much better.
I like gas station fish from down here. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Like Woolies?
Woolies.
Woolies fried food.
Chevron.
Chevron up there by Pizza Hut. The Country Girl in Winfield. They're all good.
The country girl.
Country Girl.
It's risky. It's a risky move, but
it's so good.
Well,
man.
high reward as well.
Have good. Is there fish?
Mama
fish
D's
is
is good too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Mama D's ain't a gas station no more, really.
Technically.
It's just in a gas station.
Yeah.
They don't have gas.
Man, I like it more Catfish Inn. I'm not
But
gonna
it's a
lie
gas
to you.
station.
I mean, yeah, Catfish Inn though, that's a good place to go to for
Tried
sure.
and true.
Number 4, I'm gonna go snow cone.
What flavor, bud?
You know, I'm always a little bit weird with it. I used to be a big fan of anything that was like named, you know, like a Scooby Doo or a Rugrat
Tiger
or
Blood.
Shrek.
Me and Kyle
you know.
said it was Tiger Blood.
Yeah.
I would go for any type of
Shout out
Frog in the Blender was a good one. back
Frog in
the
the
day.
Charlie
Blender.
Sheen.
Frog in the Blender was a good one.
Yeah, or
Frog in the
Rainbow.
blender? That sounds terrible.
It was like grape, I think it was. Grape, green apple, and then
It was sour.
either like watermelon or something like that, or something red.
Yeah, that was good.
Give you warts.
Yeah, I'll switch up. I'll switch up
That
the
was
snow
hard,
cone
huh?
every time I go.
And-
3,
Edit that.
we go fruit. Just some fresh fruit. My favorite would be, yeah, I mean, papaya is probably my second favorite fruit.
We need a video of you peeling a papaya.
I've never gotten one fresh, but I've just gotten it like, you know, in a can.
Yeah.
And man, it's good. But a fresh pie, I'm sure, is phenomenal.
And you kind of think about it this time of the year, hot, want something refreshing.
Pineapple, that's my go-to for sure.
Do you put the tahini on it or what?
Never tried it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd like that. I just like my pineapple juicy and sweet.
Under the sea.
Yeah.
You should let Chance grill you some pineapple one day.
I have heard that it's good.
It is tasty.
We had a crawfish bowl the other day, and somebody threw a pineapple in it.
Yeah, and I tried
Never
it.
heard of
and it was good.
That seems blasphemous.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
But it was good.
It was fine though. Yeah.
Best crawfish I had this year.
Also, grapes in the summer.
Yeah,
those are good.
Grapes go hard.
Yeah. 2, I'm gonna go barbecue. I don't really know which one. Probably brisket would be my thing I'd lean towards. Even though you suck at cooking brisket.
When you get your hands on a brisket,
I can't perfect it.
I'm going to get you down on this brisket. Easy, brother.
Get it,
people will be calling you
it's
for
my
Christmas.
favorite type of
mine too,
food.
and I know how to do it, and it's super easy.
All right. I'm going to have to take your word
Once
for
you get your hands on good brisket, though, that's got to be your favorite barbecue, right?
Yeah, I mean
it is.
You can't buy that easy.
We had it last Sunday.
Yeah.
It's top notch.
Yeah.
Kyle
It's-
made a brisket.
Kyle Williams.
It's all about the bark, too.
The bark.
You can't perfect the bark.
Yeah.
I got you.
Especially when it
be a
when
pro.
it's
Gotta
spicy
control the
on it,
moisture.
on the edge.
That is my problem.
Ray's got you though.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 is crab legs.
Captain Jack's.
It's pretty much the exact same thing.
Dude, it's so good.
I think what makes them so good is that they're rare.
You can't get them really.
Yeah, you don't just. It's a Friday night. You're like, oh, I'm about to cook some crab legs. You don't do that.
It's an event.
Even if it's like burgers or something. Yeah, it's something. It's kind of like crawfish.
Yep.
Where it's special whenever you eat it.
Do you do the drawn butter?
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
So I have a fantasy I'm going to put on air real quick. It's to go to like Joe's Crab Shack.
Oh, is that the list?
It's a real dirty fan. I want to go to Joe's Crab Shack with an unlimited amount of money and bring a Captain Jack's buffet event to Joe's Crab Shack. Maybe we can all do that.
Hey, man.
Let's have a pod there. Joe Crab Shack. Hit us up.
Have y'all eaten the crab? The food truck that
Crab
comes?
King?
Yeah, Crab Kings. Yeah.
Holy cow. And
If you don't like butter, though, you might not like to get
Hey, you get them
a lot
to
of
mix
butter.
all the sauces, all of it together?
Yeah.
I'm fine if they have butter on
See,
them. I'm not
we
just
went-
going out my way to like,
I got spicy on them,
Yeah.
and I think that's a mistake on crab legs.
I don't know. We went to Orlando last year and we got some down there,
Yeah.
and it had
good.
It had some crap on it I don't even know, and oh man, so good.
Pretty tasty.
But yeah, crab legs. It's the crawfish of summer.
I like that.
All right, so Kyle.
Yeah, I'll go next, and I'm gonna start my list off at 5. I'm gonna start off. It's not gonna be any Asian foods. Could I throw some Japanese food? I will mention.
curry, man.
I will mention some Japanese food. But
A little bit of hibachi.
little hibachi grill. I could do that. But number 5, nobody went with any drinks.
Snow cone's a drink. Technically, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess
That's the
so.
end of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went with if I can spit it out, an Arnold Palmer.
Good job.
Yeah, I said it right the first time. That one always gets me, especially when I try to order it at like either Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's. It comes out funny. But I go half unsweet, half lemonade, and
Unsweet.
yes,
Unsweet.
I can't do too
Dirty
much
water.
sweet.
I love
Dirty
unsweet.
Yeah,
water.
and hey,
Are
a
you going
little
lemonade
thing, guys. I grew up drinking unsweet tea and green tea unsweetened, so
Ugh.
I was an unsweet kind of guy. I drank my coffee black for the most part.
Yeah, me too.
Not big on.
Unsweet's way better than sweet.
You don't like flavor, it sounds
Dirty
like.
water.
Don't like sweet. I don't like too much sugar.
I've never had an Arnold Palmer.
You should try it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about an Arnold Palmer, if I can say it, is that you can drink it as is with ice on a hot day, or you can spice it up. You can put some vodka in it. You can put some bourbon in it if you
Hello.
want. A lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. See that?
Any of those for the adults in the room would pair well with it. But yeah, good drink if you haven't had it. When your wife goes to Chick-fil-A, because I don't know about y'all, my wife loves Chick-fil-A.
They'll know
That's
what
a
we're
good-
talking about
that's
if
a
we
good one to
order
get.
an Arnold Palmer
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, because I have trouble saying it, sometimes I'll be like half unsweet tea, half lemonade. They'll be like, Arnold Palmer?
You idiot.
That's it.
Well, I mean, if you
Arnold
use the app,
Palmer.
it's
I
the
want-
thing on there.
Try to say it like Arnold Schwarzenegger would say it.
No Palmer. That was Sylvester Stallone.
That was
Stallone.
Yo, Arnold.
Get to the chopper with the Arnold Palmer.
But number 4, and I actually had to change my list up a little bit, and this is one that brings back some memories. Dude, we did it at my Mama's house growing up. Mama and Papa all grew huge watermelons, and literally my Papa would split the watermelon in half, and then he would do it in a quarter, and then all of his grandkids and kids would get 3/4 of it, and he would take a quarter for himself, and the man could put down some watermelon.
He could eat it, huh?
Yeah. Good way to hydrate during the summer, actually.
Yeah, juicy.
Ton of water content. So if you got kids, they're kind of averse to drinking and they're out in the sun, a little watermelon to help. I do salt on mine as well.
Got to. Do you remember when Nukes was doing the pickled green watermelon rind up there? Yeah. It's so weird, but pretty good, too.
I would try it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed. It doesn't taste good non-pickled for sure.
Yeah.
If you ever get down too far in watermelon, you know it.
That.
So definitely watermelon a summertime food. 3, I kind of debated being on my list or not. But I feel like you gotta have hamburgers. I realize it's already been on 2 lists.
Hamburgers showed up twice.
Yeah. 3 times.
Well, what are you putting on yours, man?
I'm gonna go a little different, man. So I think everybody's thinking about the grilled hamburgers. I do like them cooked on a grill, but I want a cast iron skillet, and I want to wait, and I want a smash burger.
Smash it.
Smashing it is the way to go.
Crust on it.
That's right. Get some crust developing on the edge. That's right.
Yeah.
I can do onions, mushrooms, a little garlic in there, whatever. I need some type of cheese that's going to melt well. Can't go wrong with just American.
I like American there.
Yeah. I think people want to hate on American as a cheese product, but
nothing
melts better.
No.
Right? Definitely got to toast the buns on the side, right? And dude, I could go Texas toast here.
Oh yeah. Kind of a patty melt.
Yeah.
Almost patty melt. Yeah, definitely. As far as condiments, things I've got to have mayo.
Yeah.
The rest is lagniappe. I can do tomato, lettuce. I could do jalapenos. I could do whatever, but it's got to have cheese. Got to be a smash burger. Got to be toasted. Got to have mayo. So hamburgers, that's just classic summertime food. Has got to be there. And you're firing up the grill during the summer, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to sit out on the grill when it's super cold outside during the wintertime, right?
Yeah. And when it's super hot like it has been this week, you kind of think, man.
And that's when I go to my parents' house because I can just jump in the pool and jump right back out to the grill if needed. Number 2, man. Number 2 made its way to the list after listening to Railey talk. Shout out to Melinda Kay. And this is something that growing up I would literally barter and trade for. I would trade Ty, my mom's gyozas or Japanese egg rolls, for Melinda's salsa.
Yeah.
And he would try to rip me off because your mom would put it in the tiniest mason jar.
Yeah.
I'm like, Miss Melinda, that doesn't do anything but just make me hungry. I need I could eat like 8 of those, right? But her salsa, seriously, better than any restaurant.
Yeah, she's got excellent salsa. That's
best
a good
salsa,
pick.
and it comes straight from the garden.
Yep,
it's fresh, organic. Yeah, it might have a little, Hat Creek cattle manure
water in it,
or something. Maybe a little goose poo because you had the geese over there. They were probably fiddling around in the garden. But I'm telling you, you got to bring me some of that.
I will. I don't know if she's made any this year, but definitely.
That's blasphemous if she hasn't.
I'll make sure on the
Melinda
list.
K, we need your salsa. Got to have it. And y'all are missing out, so I think you're going to have to bring it to me, but you're going to have to bring it for everybody. Mm-hmm. And my number 1 pick, because Chance already mentioned it, I had to kind of vary it a little bit. But basically, it's hot dogs, but specifically brats. Yeah. Brats is my number 1 hot dog. But also, I'm going to throw hot links in there, too. I know I'm kind of cheating a little bit right here. Yes, Earl Campbell. Man. My God.
Yeah.
Earl Campbell with a little barbecue sauce on some white bread.
Yeah, no hot dog bun.
No, on the white bread.
White bread.
Yeah, a little sore about that. My brother worked for Halliburton, was on a rig site, and he was working with some guys, and he broke out the Earl Campbells with the white bread and the barbecue. And the brothers on the rig were like, "Hey, bro, how you know about that? How do you know about that?" Yeah. But hot links are amazing. Any time of the year, really, I can eat a hot link.
You got to grill them?
I don't have to.
Hot links.
I don't have to.
I can eat them out of the package?
No, I do grill them.
Yeah.
But sometimes, dude, I'm not opposed. When I was in college, I'd throw them in the freaking microwave.
Yeah, gotcha.
In a pie plate with some barbecue sauce on top, and split. They gotta be split. I split my hot links.
Yeah.
Because I want that curl action, and that makes it better in the white bread, in my opinion. Definitely not going on a bun though.
Yeah.
Brats, on the other hand, I have done the beer soaked brats. Personally, that's not the way I go. I like them on the grill. I like them slow.
Yeah,
Got to cook them slow because once they bust, you messed up.
Yep.
Because all you're doing is releasing the
Kinda
flavor.
like cooking a sausage on the
You're
grill,
wasting
too.
it. Yeah, it's full of flavor.
That's how you lose the juice.
And ideally, like when you get the first brat, it ought to explode and probably cause a little pain. Right? You ought to get a little burn action going on, right? All right. I like my brat on a white bun with a little bit of mustard.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna go sling blade on you and get a little mustard on there. And
as long as you don't drown it, I can respect.
Yeah.
That's interesting because your mayonnaise guy on a burger, mustard
right.
maybe, mustard not, but you're going mustard with the brat.
Yeah, and it's about, to me, it's about balance because so you've got the bread, you've got your carbs, you've got the brat, which is full of flavor but also full of fat.
Yeah.
And so that mustard kind of brightens it up a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of adds a little tanginess to it.
Yeah, combats that.
Yeah.
richness.
If we're talking about the display of the food, brats are an ugly food to look at.
They really are.
They're
Even on
great.
the shelf, they're not that.
Yeah, they're pretty ugly. Kind of like looking at boudin kind of on the shelf.
I can see that.
I mean they're from
That's
like
most
Wisconsin.
appetizing.
Yeah.
That's in
It's
Wisconsin.
a bratwurst, you know. So
Yeah, but dude, honestly, I don't think there's a better, like more flavorful sausage than a bratwurst.
Now you're going to make me angry real quick, man, because you just disrespected down home.
Down home.
And however you say Kaneka, I don't know how you say it, but
I do like down home, but not by itself.
A brat
Like,
is- a
down
brat
home
is
in a
something.
down home would say bratwurst isn't a sausage, man. It's a weenie.
It's a weenie.
It's a-
Have you
it's a-
had the
it's a
down
big
home
one.
bacon?
No, is it good? I can't afford it.
Right? It's like
$12 a bag.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my top 5. What you got, Bill?
Okay.
I'm expecting at least one thing from the gas station.
Nice picks.
hot tamales.
Crispitos.
Number 4 is coming from the gas station.
Number 4. No.
Okay. Starting at number 5. Now, a lot of this just takes me back to being a kid. A lot of it takes me back.
Take us back.
All right.
1960.
What year is it?
At my it's 1978.
Yeah.
10 years, my bad.
Just up the road here, beside my grandparents' garage, there was this nice big plum tree, and it was a yellow plum tree, but I didn't wait for them to get yellow. I had to have them green.
Yeah.
And you only got them green in the summer.
All right.
So I'd pick me a handful of those green plums, salt shaker, eat into them.
But you said no salt on the watermelon.
Well, this is a sour green plum.
So
though.
being green, it's kind of sour.
Oh yeah.
Not sweet.
I've never had
Right.
an unripe plum before.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I've never had it
Hey,
before.
and I would eat till I was full, and then, like an hour later, you have the worst stomach ache ever. But hey,
It's a lot of fiber.
you know what? Tomorrow I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
So now, anytime if I
it-
can find a green plum tree,
Is the tree still there? Or?
no, it's not.
Yeah.
So if you have a plum tree in your yard, watch out because Bill might come
Be picking it in
creeping
the
through there.
backyard.
Bald-headed man in the backyard.
It's just
Well,
Bill.
Swiping it.
I found one out by Caney Lake a few years ago, and I would go by there, and somebody put a freaking trailer there now, and it's gone.
Oh my god.
So I'm
They didn't know
Do
they
you do
had.
persimmons too?
no.
You can't do a sour persimmon. Though. That will draw your mouth
Oh
up.
yeah. See, it just did mine then.
But a ripe persimmon is wonderful.
Yeah.
Southern delicacy.
Good. Hey, that's a different pick that we've had all night.
Absolutely.
Man. A
Yeah.
fruit off a tree. First one.
I mean, it just I always thought about summertime. All right, number 4. I have to go to the gas station for this, and it's going to be a large Coke Icy.
Okay.
Oh man, you see,
Good call.
I mean,
that might have been my number 1.
that's summer. That is summer.
yeah.
I was
I'm not
thinking too much food.
now.
You don't
I
go
was
peach?
too. I was exclusively thinking about
I
food.
go peach, around Peach Festival time and all, which I guess that's summer. And also, for some reason, we would go to Astro World, no longer with us, rest in peace. We would go to Astro World. They didn't have Coke Icy, but they had white cherry.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. That was
my God.
early
Those
2000s.
are Karen's.
That's
That
a good
was-
flavor.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. So, but
Strawberry.
Strawberry was good.
The white cherry and the Coke. Those were my.
Did you ever mix the strawberry and the Coke? That's what.
Oh, absolutely.
That was the move when I was a
whatever
kid.
there is.
Yeah.
Just give it to me. Yeah, all of them.
And they had one over at the store over here, and we would walk from here over to, it was Gene Dark's then, and get us an icy. Yeah, Karen's.
Nice.
All right, so number 3. I've been thinking about this, not sure which one to go with, but going on that. When I think about going on, I used to go on a, if I go on a cruise during the summer, I think about all this
salsa ice cream,
kick-ass food that's on these cruises. So I think I'm going to go with ceviche.
Ooh, that is a summertime food.
I don't even know what ceviche is.
Oh, wow.
Explain.
Okay, well, it's a seafood. It's like shrimp, maybe some scallops. It can be some fish.
That sounds amazing.
Sounds delicious.
And they've put it in, you can have like onions and some pepper. I mean, I've had bell
Cilantro.
peppers in it, cilantro.
Yeah.
And then you put lemon juice in it. And the lemon juice, the acid in the lemon juice actually cooks the fish.
Yeah, this stuff's kind of raw. To an extent. It's cooked.
Yeah, it's cooked, but it's all from the acid and it's, oh, man.
It's light and refreshing.
Yes.
You can eat it on a hot day,
Yep.
You're out there sweating. You get a appetizer of ceviche, and you're instantly refreshed. Easy on your stomach.
It's good stuff.
That's an interesting pick.
Yeah. All right,
so scallops would have been a good pick here.
Yeah, summertime food for sure. I'm going to eat some next week in Panama City Beach.
And I was real close to going with
Are you going to
gazpacho instead of ceviche.
It's open.
But
What'd you say?
What is it?
I was going to go with gazpacho instead. But,
Don't know if I've ever had gazpacho.
It's like a cold tomato soup.
That's right. I've never had that. Is that good?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time you take it.
Do you
you're
eat it with grilled cheese?
Yeah, just dip a cold grilled cheese there.
Just a single.
It's definitely something only in the summer because it is cold.
Yeah.
But all right, so
I'll let you have that one.
number 2, I think I'm gonna go. I'm going back and forth, number 2 and number 1, but I'm gonna go with watermelon for number 2.
Yeah,
Watermelon.
Here again brings me back to my childhood. Grandparents' house, pretty close to the plum tree.
You're just in heaven, man. You're getting it all.
Oh man! Well, we would go down. My granddad would load us up in the truck, and we'd go down to Saline, and we would at the time
in the back end of the truck.
I didn't steal watermelons, did you?
Oh no! But
Okay.
you could go the ones that they didn't pick up on the trailers to go sell.
Yeah.
Odds and ends, and some that didn't look so good and weren't perfectly round. You could go and they would sell them to you for $1 a piece, and you drive your truck through there and just load up. And we'd fill this truck with hay, I guess, to keep them from bouncing around, and we'd just fill it up. Then we'd get up there to their house, had these big oak trees in the backyard, and we would just lay all these watermelons out on the ground, and that's where we kept them. And my grandparents had several refrigerators on their front porch, and there was always, all summer, there was 6 or 7 watermelons.
Cold watermelons.
All the
In
time.
a bowl, like in a bowl with the seeds.
No, I mean, it's the whole watermelons in there.
watermelon,
That's all that was in the refrigerator.
Because we used to cut them up and then like separate them. And
Oh, yeah.
you just go to the refrigerator, get one, throw a little salt on it.
But I remember after lunch, it'd be 2 or 3 o'clock, my grandmother would call and say, "Hey, we're cutting a watermelon," and all the kids run
Flocked
up the hill.
over.
Oh yeah, and they would just cut them out there on the ground, and we'd.
It's something we should bring back. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
With the
Man,
kids.
it was
Without a
great.
doubt. It's this event, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like I said, all summer that was a daily thing.
Yeah.
So
Did watermelon make everyone's list?
Not mine.
Not sure.
I mean, I've got fruit,
he doesn't eat
so
it.
it can, I don't eat
Yeah,
it.
you
so
don't eat it. Okay.
If I ate it, it'd be on mine. I respect it.
And
You know, I
let
get
me qualify my no salt statement.
Yeah.
I think the center of the watermelon should be eaten pristine.
Pure. You're a purist.
So once you get down close to the rind and that sweetness goes away,
Maybe a little salt.
pour the salt on.
I like that.
Great then.
Strategy.
I
there.
can
So-
Strategy. It's
So
methodical.
I encourage that.
Well, let's start a feud real quick. Who's got a sweeter watermelon? Is it Farmable or is it Saline?
Oh, I'm
Maybe
Saline.
Yeah.
Saline?
Yeah.
And now you're seeing these Sugartown watermelons. Have y'all seen those? They sell them at Fred's. Some people saying Sugartown is the best.
Yeah.
Where is Sugartown?
I think it might be by Forest Hill, but I'm not 100% sure.
So it's got to be the
So-
soil, right? The soil content.
I think they're like
that makes
sandy soil is what I've always heard.
Yeah. All right, so number one.
Without further ado, what is number one?
Nobody said it. I can't
Whoa.
believe it didn't make
my
anybody
God.
else's
Feeling
list.
Guilty. What is it?
Got an orange.
Homemade ice cream.
I had it on my list.
I took it off.
Homemade
ice cream off, not homemade.
Can you hear that motor churning right now?
No, I cannot, Rayleigh. Want to know why?
That's the problem.
Because when I grew up, they weren't electric.
No way, bud.
We didn't have electricity.
The kids would take turns. Look, we would take turns. They'd get the thing all set up, and it had a handle, a crank handle.
Yeah.
The kids would take turns sitting on top of the
to hold it in the ice.
freezer, because they would always have 3 or 4 paper sacks folded up on top of it. We would sit on it while one of the adults cranked the handle.
That's a lot of cranking, man. Labor of love.
Oh yeah. But oh man, that was summer.
Yeah.
And speaking of like homemade ice cream, if I'm gonna get some right now, I'm gonna go to Mitchum's and go get some peach ice cream. Right?
Oh yeah. I've never had that.
Peach is good.
You're talking about classic vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Now, Regina Rao does a nice Butterfinger homemade ice
Oh
cream.
my God, so good.
It's
But,
sensational.
Miss Sherry will do a Wendy's chocolate, like
Really? Like a Frosty?
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
somebody made a chocolate last year that I really liked.
I could
but you
dig
can,
that.
I think you can take.
Anything.
You could take gravel and throw in vanilla ice cream, and homemade vanilla, and it's going to be okay.
I would like to try a crab leg one.
I mean, you
with
can.
butter.
With butter. Hey, let me tell y'all something real quick though. If you like ice cream, I hate to hijack that. You need to order Jenny's ice cream. Probably need to wait till summer's over with. Jenny's hands down is the best ice cream I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, okay.
It'll kind of melt on your way to your house this time of the
Where
year.
is Jenny's at?
Yeah.
There's maybe 10 locations all around Tennessee. My aunt stopped by there, ate it, immediately ordered some for the kids, and I ate every bit of it. And it's flavors you're not used to. So the butter was made me think of it. They have one called burnt butter. It's nuts. It's nuts. Burnt butter ice cream from Jenny's, change your life. You get 4 flavors. Each one you eat, you'll say, this is the best I've ever tasted. And then you'll try the next one. You're like, oh, this is the best I've
Where
ever
at in
tasted.
Tennessee?
I'm not real sure.
I'm gonna have to look for it on the way to go see my brother. In
Oh,
Kentucky.
man, if you see a Jenny's, it's Jennis, apostrophe S. If you see that, stop in and get the ice cream.
Did y'all ever eat any ice cream at Ray's PG?
Yes.
In Monroe?
Yes.
I ate a lot of sandwiches there. If it was as good as the gravy that came with those sandwiches, man.
Dude, the ribeye steak sandwich. Have you ever had that? The ribeye sandwich?
Man, I can't remember, Kyle. I'm drawing a blank.
Open face burger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ray's PG, man.
But yeah, the ice cream there was
it good?
killer.
And was it vanilla?
Vanilla or chocolate, or there's the swirl.
The swirl.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd get a quart of it, and I'm thinking I'll save this for later. Yeah, there wouldn't
even make it home.
I'm gonna hit you with like my favorite ice cream as a kid, and it's not from any restaurant. It's actually off-brand cheap stuff. Because like when I was a kid, we used to have like discount grocery stores, so we had Save-A-Lot, right?
Yeah.
Save-A-Lot's brand.
Blue Bunny. It was like
it was
brown
chocolate.
bunny.
It was just chocolate ice cream from Save-A-Lot.
Brown Bunny.
Just called
Dude,
chocolate.
it was just their chocolate.
Is it in the bucket?
Probably. And another story about that, like back in the day, my dad, we would ask to go to Sonic and go get some ice cream, and he would fuss. He'd be like, "Hey, for the price of one of y'all Sonic treats, we can go to the Walmart, get a bucket of ice cream, all the toppings you want, and have tons of ice cream." So typically that's what we did. But if we ever went to Save-A-Lot, yeah, the chocolate, and I think it was like in the cardboard container.
Oh, yeah.
You remember how they
Oh,
used to-
yeah.
Yeah, that one, and then the stuff right on the lid of the cardboard, like when you flip it open.
Yeah.
That was where it was.
It's like a terrible container for ice cream.
Yeah. But I don't know why, but that to this day is my favorite chocolate.
And I don't think it actually says ice cream on the box. I think it says frozen imitation chocolate flavored dessert.
Probably so. Probably full of preservatives.
Yeah,
and-
I think you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, Save-A-Lot. Shout out Save-A-Lot.
Well, guys, that was a lot of fun, Bill. That was
I've worked
a
up an
great
appetite
list.
now.
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
get
I'm
something.
definitely
to eat.
getting some
I'm
ice cream
cooking
tonight.
brats this week.
Oh, without a doubt, I'm doing hot links. I'm doing a BLT for breakfast. I'm doing hot links and brats as soon as possible.
Well, let me know when you do, because I'm
Yeah.
going to need some of that. Brats, we need to get together and make some brats, because my family doesn't like them.
Me
and my dad. Me and my dad, yeah.
My wife doesn't like buffets either.
What's wrong with her?
I don't know. She don't like crab legs either.
Don't even take her to
I'm going with
Captain
y'all.
Jack's.
No.
Can I come on
She won't go.
the road trip
Yeah,
with y'all?
you can.
I mean,
Is she from Russia?
I'm gonna look into that. This might be.
All right.
Good
Well,
Russian name.
that was fun. I think
Very fitting for the time of the year, for
Some
sure.
interesting picks. Yeah, I think summer just officially started last
That's
week.
right. June 20th.
School-wise, you still have another month before actual school starts, so
enjoy
plenty
your
of time
summer,
to try
guys.
this out with your kids and your families.
I've never been hungrier at the end of a podcast.
Me either.
Especially after eating right before.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the sliders, and
I will be getting Railey's BLT recipe, and that will be posted on a graphic.
I think.
Absolutely.
Hey, check this out. We've been talking. I'm going to put it on the cast now, so we're going to have to do it. But we've been talking about doing an episode around Railey's island in the kitchen while me and Ray were cooking and talking about sports,
gumbo or something,
talking
right?
about, and we might have to do that. We may have to do a BLT.
We could do BLTs. I think you mentioned the curry earlier, though. That would
That
probably
curry,
be my first one.
I think so, because it's something probably
It's so
nobody
unique.
else.
Y'all want to do curry? I can do curry.
I think
Maybe
that'd be
first
a great
episode
idea.
curry. Gumbo's for fall, too. We
Shout
gotta
out
save that
Stephen.
for-
Yeah.
Middleweight gumbo. Yeah.
Hold on now. Gumbo's anytime.
Can you cook
Yeah,
curry?
I'll
We
look
have
at
a
any
curry
time.
top 10 debate.
I
There
like
you
that.
go.
I like
That's
that.
it. We'll
Curry
call
on
it
curry.
The curry episode.
Yeah.
Holy
episode.
cow.
Wow.
That's it.
The curry
We get him in the
Chronicles.
top
That
10.
is it.
And taste your curry.
Curry on curry.
Curry on curry.
I like it.
That's it.
Top notch. We better end there because that's peak performance for
And
us.
speaking of that, curry is actually so Dirty Boot Sports, right? That originated from the Dirty Boot Boys fantasy football group that we've had for over a decade now. And curry has been one of the things that we've eaten multiple times.
We did
during
this
drafts.
last year.
Introduced
This past
it into
year,
people's
yeah.
lives, I would say.
Yeah.
Me and Clay this year.
And dude, that curry that y'all had that day was ain't nothing like my mom's. So like you're gonna have to get some of Joni's curry, and
Okay.
because it's top notch.
Or her special egg rolls or whatever, right?
Gyozas, ask Ren about gyozas, and actually
Changed his life.
the last time and hey, Papa Chuck calls them mojos because we always
illiterate.
yeah we always call them.
He doesn't know how to read and write yet.
We always call them like we have and this is just me, but like I always had Japanese food that I would call Caucasian friendly, and that was Japanese food that my friends would come over and eat up, and they always called them gojos. So that's how Chuck called them mojos.
that makes
So
sense.
one day, and this is HIPAA, but you're here and he wouldn't care. I took care of Chuck in the hospital. He was sick, and he was like, "Hey, tell your mom, next time she makes some mojos to send some."
He's a
And so I went and told my mom. I was like, he's when he gets out of the hospital, I have to make him some. And she made him some. Sure enough, gyozas and fried rice. And this is a true story. I'm putting them out there a little bit. But I go over to Garrett Hill to deliver the food. Right, I knock on the door. Nobody answers. But being who I am, to the Garretts, I just walked in because I always just walk in, yeah. And dude, I sat it down. I woke Chuck up from the recliner. He sat up. I was like, "Hey, I brought the gyozas and fried rice." He's like, "Oh man," straight from a nap, straight to it, and bam, like
Jumped
nailed
on
it.
it.
I don't even think Ty had an opportunity to come over and scavenge some from him, which was probably the plan, anyways. Keep Ty away from it. So yeah, we'll have to do more food related stuff for sure.
One special little shout out: the Colorado Avalanche just won the Stanley Cup.
Who
Game 6.
Who had that
Oh,
big
awesome.
bet? Who's the guy that had that big parlay on all the championships? So he cashed in.
forgot about that.
big
Was it Avalanche?
time. Yeah, Avalanche.
Wow.
That'd be multi-million.
Yeah, he had like
Mattress Mac.
Yeah, probably came over the line again.
I forgot, but he had like the Warriors.
He had the Warriors, yeah. I think he had something golf related too, like Roy McIlroy top 10
which
or
was
something.
huge.
Yeah, first cup for them since 2001.
Yeah.
So.
That's huge.
All right.
And so I guess we'll wrap it up there, guys.
Yeah,
The
see you
Braves
down
are
the
now
road.
tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 10th. So hope they can finish this off and come back from the depths of hell almost. So
We got to win this series over LA.
it'd be nice. It'd be a nice boost.
Yeah.
Especially after the Mets lost today. So
All right.
all right, as always, guys, chop on.
That's right.
Who dat?
Go Tigers.
Deep inside my mind, all the thoughts you never find. No, I never feel inclined to put my heart out on the line. But the way you made me feel so cliche, but it's unreal. In the place of nirvana, a moment that's ideal.
I feel nirvana, bliss when I'm around you. Everything I do revolves around you. I don't know what I would do without you. It's everything
miss you